Defense is good, and it's going to be tight. It always is with these guys.
It is. They always run out good pitchers. They got a great solid defense. They got guys with timely hitting, and they know how to handle the bat. And we're on the same side. It's just it's one of those competitive rivalries where there's a lot of respect between the two teams. But once you start playing that 9 inning, it gets pretty vicious, and the game becomes, really what baseball is meant to be. It's a competitive battle the entire 9 innings.
Logan Jasek goes for it tonight, 2-0, 3.47 earned run average. What do you see different this year from Logan that maybe you didn't see last year in his year after his freshman campaign?
There's more maturity to him, and it's nice to see. He had his outing in Joplin where I think he went 5 innings, maybe 6, and he didn't have his best stuff. He was all over the place, and he was walking guys and striking out guys and challenging hitters in certain points, and then he'd kind of miss. But that's when I've noticed that he's been the most competitive. Year before, those would affect him, and he just kind of fall off, and he would never recover. Where here now, this year, he's able to, when he doesn't have his best stuff, he recovers nicely, gets us what we need to get. It's maybe a 100-pitch 5 inning, but it's a 100-pitch competitive and keeps us in the ball game. That way we're not having to burn our bullpen.
He lacks some consistency. He still does. That's probably the biggest thing for him. He's just got to be a little more consistent, doesn't he?
He does. He's still young. He's still trying to figure out his secondary pitches and how to throw them for strikes. When he's competitive with his fastball and he stays back and works downhill, he's got really good tilt on his ball. But he's got the one thing that a lot of people don't have, and that's got a competitive spirit. And he's also got the mentality in between the years that he's this year where he's going to come out. No matter what my stuff is, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to make you put the ball in play. He's got that mentality. He's the best guy on the mound at that time.
Mustangs and Sedalia Bombers, last meeting between the two teams, and we'll see how it all plays out this evening. Mustangs have won 3 of the 5 so far, but 4 of them have been extra inning games. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks, Dave.
Matt Johnson, manager of the Mustangs. We'll come back with more pregame as we continue on the Mustangs Radio Network.
Lumber Company, we love wood so much we even support the St. Joe Mustangs and their Wooden Bat Club. Yep, that just makes sense. At Brown Lumber Company, we believe things should just make sense. If you need lumber and tools, go to a lumber yard and a hardware store, not some giant box store with groceries, kittens, and toilet paper. Brown Lumber Company on Patey and 5th, a natural supporter of wood, tools, the hard-working American way, and of course, the Wooden Bat Club of the Mustangs, because that just makes sense. Wood, yeah, we got that.
As a Buchanan County Commissioner, Dan Hausman has worked with many great county employees. He's also helped hundreds of people in the county. He's led the way in helping reduce costs and has held the line on county taxes. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been saved through better purchasing and working smarter. Economic development has always been a top priority. He's helped create over 2,600 new jobs and brought in over $825 million in new investments in Buchanan County. Experience counts. Vote for Dan Hausman, Eastern District Commissioner.
I'm Dan Hausman. This message is paid for by the Citizens for Dan Hausman, Donnie Miller, Treasurer.
This is St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball on ESPN 1550.
Let's take a look at the starters in our game tonight. First for the Sedalia Bombers, they will lead off with Robert Cummins. He's been named an All-Star in the Mink League North this season, but Robert Cummins will lead things off and play first base. Hitting second is Alex B., and he is the catcher for the Bombers. Hitting third is the pitcher, Ryan Phillips. Hitting fourth is Jonathan Ramon, the second baseman. The left fielder, Dalton Horstmeyer, will hit fifth. Hitting sixth is Quade Smith, the center fielder. Ryan Mantle, the third baseman, will hit seventh. Jordan Day is a right fielder, and he hits eighth. And Devin Morrill will be the shortstop, and he hits number 9 for the Sedalia Bombers. But again, Ryan Phillips on the hill, and he is hitting in the game tonight. For the Mustangs, they go like this. Orencio Fisher leads things off and plays in left field. Jacob Richardson hits second, and he plays in center. Hitting third is Davey Casiola, and he'll play third base. The DH is Kyle Urich, and he will hit in the cleanup spot. Connor Bacon hits fifth and plays right field. Hitting sixth is Lewis Mealy. He'll play first base. Brady Anderson will hit seventh and play catcher. Evan McDowell is the shortstop, and he hits eighth. And then Jake Alou will hit number 9, and he is the second baseman as Logan Jasek is on the hill for the Mustangs. Again, Fisher, Richardson, Casiola, Urich, Bacon, Mealy, Anderson, McDonald, Alou as the Mustangs take on the Sedalia Bombers. We're going to break in and come back with the first pitch as we continue with St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Oh, I've been driving that old pickup across all these 50 states, and I sure ain't seen saving like those energy rebates.
KCP&L, not good at country songs, great at saving you money. We have 18 ways to save you a little or a lot. Find the one that's right for you at kcpl.com/save.
Save money and energy with KCP&L.com/save.
Hi, Amanda from Big Deals here. Did you know that 83% of every dollar spent locally stays right here in St. Joe? 83%! And shopping local is easier than ever with St. Joseph Big Deals. You save at least 20% on every purchase and sometimes even more. So what are you waiting for? Visit stjoebigdeals.com today. Shop local, buy local, and save with St. Joseph Big Deals.
Shop local, buy local, save Big Deals.
The redesigned Case IH Maxim Series tractors are now available at Dura Equipment in Savannah. These new tractors feature an improved cooling package and come equipped with fuel-efficient Tier 4 B-Final SCR-only technology. Other enhancements include a redesigned hood and roof, a longer wheelbase for improved turning radius, and 8 high-power LED lights. Optional continuously variable transmission technology is available on select models. For more information on Maxim Series tractors, visit Dura Equipment in Savannah.
J&B Outdoors knows there are 2 types of mornings. There are mornings that begin like this.
I really don't want to go to work this morning.
But every so often, you get one like this.
I can't wait to get out on the water. I'm going to catch that big one today.
J&B Outdoors at the corner of Pickett and Leonard Road in St. Joseph. Your official provider of hunting, fishing, firearms, and archery gear for those motivated mornings.
Refrigerators? Nope. Dog food? Flour, seed, and mulch? Negatory. Potato chips and milk? Not even a chip in sight. At Brown Lumber, we sell real hardware supplies without all the fluff. If you need competitively priced power tools, lumber, and building supplies, now we have that. Just a simple, straightforward, locally owned hardware store for hardworking folks who simply want to get in, get their supplies, and get on with their day. Brown Lumber Company at 5th and Patey. Lumber? We have that.
You're listening to Mustangs Baseball on St. Joe Sports Authority, ESPN 1550.
It's the annual St. Joseph Mustangs and the Sedalia Bombers. Mustangs right now are 23-8 on the season, 16-8 in the Mink League, and they are atop the Mink League North by 1 game on both Sedalia and on Chillicothe. Sedalia and St. Joseph have met 5 times this year, and again 4 have gone extra innings. The only, I guess, blowout, so to speak, the 2 teams have played was a 6-2 win by Sedalia, and again that was actually closer than that, and some runs scored late by Sedalia made it a 6-2 game, as the Mustangs did lose that game in Sedalia. But again, Mustangs are 3-1 in those extra inning games and 3-2 against the Bombers this season. Here at home, they're 1-1 against Sedalia. They did lose early in the year. The first league game of the season is they lost that game 3-2. So the Mustangs, if they can win this game, they own the tiebreaker over the Sedalia Bombers, and that would be big. And again, Chillicothe, they've only played them 1 time so far this year. They did beat them, so they right now in the tiebreaker over Chillicothe as well, but they still have 5 more meetings to go with the Mudcats. So again, that will tell a lot in who wins the Mink League North Division. We are set for baseball. Again, happy 4th of July, everybody, as we continue here on ESPN 1550, KESJ, St. Joseph, Missouri. I am Dave Riggert. Jim Bly helping us out on uclicktv.com. You can view it online as well. Logan Jasek toes the rubber, and we are set for baseball here on this 4th of July, as Robert Cummins will lead things off. The first time he's led off against the Mustangs this year, and he looks at a first pitch strike as he throws a fastball in there for strike number 1. Logan Jasek on the season is 2-0 with a 3.47 ERA. He has made 1 start against Sedalia. It was a no decision. There's a called strike on the outside corner. And now it is a no ball and 2 strike count to Cummins. Robert Cummins was named an All-Star earlier today as the All-Star rosters were released by the Mink League. Here's the 0-2, and he just fouls it off back behind home plate, so he stays alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The junior from Midland University in Fremont, Nebraska, is from Corona, California, hitting .294 so far this year. No homers and 6 RBI. He's playing first base today for the Sedalia Bombers. Cummins in that leadoff spot. Not your prototypical leadoff guy. Not a ton of speed. Here's a fastball high that Anderson couldn't handle. It goes behind him, but he just gets a new baseball from the umpire. The umpires today, they are in patriotic colors. They've got stars and stripes special uniforms for the umpires tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the leadoff man, Robert Cummins. Here's a 5th pitch of the at-bat. He shoots it foul off to the right side. Late on the fastball, but again, a protective swing to stay alive, as he does just that. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jasek making his 5th start of the summer. He's gone 23 1/3 innings so far this year. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good at bat by Cummins. He's only struck out 4 times in 17 games. So he's a tough guy to strike out. Jasek, we talked about consistency with Coach Johnson. He has 12 walks and 8 Ks. So not a guy that's going to overpower you and can be inconsistent at times. He gets a strikeout here. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. It was low, and he chased it. And that'll be a strikeout for Logan Jasek. Good start to his evening as the Ohio Bobcat, again, makes his 5th start of the season. He's only allowed 20 hits in 23 and now 2/3 innings. He's allowed 9 runs, all have been earned. Struck out 8, walked 12. His whip is at 1.37, mainly because of the walks so far this year. Here's Logan's first pitch. It's back up the middle, and Jasek may have got a piece of it, but it will trickle into shallow center field. Alou and McDonald could not get to it. I'm not sure Jasek got a piece of it or not, but Alex B is going to get a base hit back up the middle. Jasek tried to stop it as he was talking to McDonald. He put his glove behind his back, but it wasn't hit hard, and I'm not sure Jasek got it at all. If he did, it slowed it down just a tad bit, but not enough. It trickled on the ground to the outfield grass, and Alou able to grab it right there. But a first pitch swing and a base hit for Alex B. And now Anderson got tied up. He couldn't handle that one. He had to go chase it down to the right of home plate, but staying put was B at first base. So Alex B is at first base with 1 out. Again, they had the strikeout to start things off. Here is Ryan Phillips, the pitcher. He has a high chopper down the third base line, and this will be a bare hand by Cassiola to throw to Mealy, but no chance. Boy, that thing looked like it almost hit the plate. It bounced up so high, but no chance. Jasek was trying to grab it, and he was called off by Cassiola. Then he barehanded it and did all he could, but again, no chance that time to have a play. So another infield single. So 2 on with 1 out now, as Phillips, again the pitcher, will reach on the infield single. You don't see too many pitchers hit in this league, but he is doing just that. He is now 2 for 5 on the year. In 2 of his starts, he has been a hitter. He's made 4 starts so far this year, so this will be the 3rd time that he has hit in his 5 starts. Jonathan Ramon digs in now with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch fastball from Logan Jasek in there for strike number 1. Ramon will be an all-star this year for the 2nd consecutive season. He'll also represent Sedalia in the home run derby, just like he did a year ago. He hit 10 homers last year in the Mink League to lead all Mink League players. Here's a pitch low and away. So far this year, he's having a good year, .333. Joined the team a little bit late. He's only played in 10 games, but hitting .333 with 1 homer and 15 runs batted in 10 games. So he's had a good start to the season, so to speak, in just the 10 games. Now he lifts one off the end of the bat to the right side out of play. It's a foul ball to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ramon just wrapped up his senior year at Evansville University. Was a 4-year player for them and really a 4-year starter. Made 36 starts his freshman campaign. And played in 42 games, so really ever since he's been on campus at Evansville, he has been a starter for all 4 years. He has now played for Sedalia for his 2nd summer, as he had that year last season. Pitch was high for a ball. Last year hit .320, 10 homers and 39 RBI, scored 35 runs. Ramona 2-2 count, 5'10", 210-pound right-hander. He has struck out 5 times, walked 4. So he's a tough guy to strike out as well. 2-2, just missed high. Now it's full, 3-2. 2 on, 1 out. 2 balls that were not hit hard, but they ended up being base hits. One that just trickled through the infield, up the middle, and then that high chopper by Phillips down the third base line. Logan Jasek comes set. Looks back at second base, the high leg kick, the delivery home is high, and he's walked the bases loaded now. That has been his issue at times. He has walked more men than he's struck out this year. And that will bring to the plate Dalton Horstmeyer, the left fielder. Horstmeyer was also named an All-Star. They have 8 All-Stars. The Mustangs have 6. We'll go over the Mustangs guys in a second. Well, here they are. Evan McDonald, Brady Anderson, Kyle Urich, and Brett Maher are the position players. Jake Pearl and John Milano are the pitchers. But They have 6 All-Stars. Sedalia has 8 All-Stars. They have 6 position players and 2 pitchers. 3 pitchers and 5 position players. Pitch high to Horstmeyer. It's ball 1. Horstmeyer on the summer. He is hitting .283, 1 home run, 17 driven in. He just wrapped up his sophomore year at Jefferson College. Here's the 1-0, and that'll be a called strike outside corner. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of inning number 1. Big crowd again tonight. I'm guessing when they announce it, it'll be close to 4,000. They had nearly 3 last night. But a big crowd here for fireworks and for this baseball game on the 4th of July. 1-1 pitch, off speed stays high, 2 balls and a strike. Infield at double play depth up the middle. The corner infielders are even with the bag, so they may come home, or likely will come home, with a ground ball to one of those 2. Neely playing first base again tonight. Cassiola is at third. Anderson behind the plate. McDonald is at shortstop, and Jake Alou at second. 2-1 pitch to Horstmeyer is shot foul down the right field line. Got jammed, fought it off down the right field line, so now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dalton Horstmeyer. And he's driven in 17. That's the most on this club. He hit .372 this past season at Jefferson College. He's got some dirt in his eyes or something. Takes the batting helmet off, tries to clear it out of his eyes. Now he digs back in. Fulton, Missouri native, went to Fulton High School. Again, .372 average, 3 homers, 57 RBI this past year for Jefferson. Bases loaded, 1 out. Could use a ground ball right here, see if they can turn 2. Here's the Jasek pitch. It is lined. Back behind second base. McDonald will make the catch, turns, and he will throw home quickly. It is cut off by Jasek. Great play by McDonald as he makes the play in shallow center field, just on the edge of the grass. The runner B was off. He had to scramble back, but McDonald did a heck of a job. He was running towards center field, made the catch. Without stopping, he turned and heaved the ball home so that B couldn't tag up and run. And Jasek cut that ball off, but a heck of a play by Evan McDonald. So now there are 2 outs. That is a big out. So now, bases loaded. It's up to Quade Smith, the center fielder tonight. Manley has played left field against the Mustangs. There's a first pitch outside. That's left-handed, has a lot of speed. If he gets that thing on the ground, there's a chance he could beat that out. Infield at normal depth now. There's a pitch low and inside. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, you'd hate to walk a run in after you just got the great defensive play by McDonald that saved at least 1 run. They can get out of this with no runs allowed. Let's see if they can do it. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Ooh, now 3-0. Logan didn't like the call. Pretty close. Didn't get it. Now he's got to come back. 3 balls, no strikes to Quade Smith. Smith plays his baseball at Nicholls State. He'll be a senior this fall. .281 average this summer. Here's the pitch to Smith that is in there for strike number 1. Let's see if Jasek can come back. He's already thrown 25 pitches here in this opening frame. They've made him work. He's given up 2 base hits and a walk. Bases loaded, 2 down. No score so far here in the game. Here's the 3-1. He fouls it back. Swung late on it, but Jasek now has it full. On deck is Ryan Mantle, who they just picked up. He has not played in the game this year for the Sedalia Bombers. Here's the payoff pitch with the bases loaded for Logan Jasek. There go the runners. And he walked him. Boy, he almost fell off the mound. He is trying to fix a hole on the mound or trying to do something, but he almost fell off the mound that time and fell down. So that is a break for the Sedalia Bombers, and they score a run. 2 infield hits, a walk, and another walk to score a run. So again, they gave 1 back after the great play by McDonald. So Quade Smith gets an RBI, his 14th of the season. 1-0 Sedalia. Now they've got to keep it at 1. His Ryan Mantle makes his debut for the Sedalia Bombers. Mantle plays at Missouri State. They didn't make the postseason this year, but he just joined the team. Again, Mantle playing in his first game, playing third base tonight. He bats right-handed. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. 1-0 Sedalia. Jasek from the windup. Fastball just missed outside. Pretty tight strike zone here in the first half inning. Phillips at first base. Ramon at second. Smith at first. There's a called strike. Now it's 1-2 to Ryan Mantle. He gets way ahead of Mantle. Let's see if he can put him away. Here's the 1-2. And it's going to be a looper toward Alou. He will charge and make the catch in the air before it hits the ground, and that will retire the Sedalia Bombers. But they do get 1 run in the inning as they take a 1-0 lead on the Mustangs here on the 4th of July. Mustangs come up, down 1-0 as we continue here in the first inning, right here on ESPN 1550, the Mustangs Radio Network.
As a Buchanan County Commissioner, Dan Hausman has worked with many great county employees. He's also helped hundreds of people in the county. He's led the way in helping reduce costs and has held the line on county taxes. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been saved through better purchasing and working smarter. Economic development has always been a top priority. He's helped create over 2,600 new jobs and brought in over $825 million in new investments in Buchanan County. Experience counts. Vote for Dan Hausman, Eastern District Commissioner.
I'm Dan Hausman. This message is paid for by the Citizens for Dan Hausman. Donnie Miller, Treasurer.
ESPN Radio, bringing you directly to the biggest events in sports.
Center field, well hit, Hunter back, out of here!
From opening day of baseball,
Throw to the plate, safe at the plate!
right through the World Series.
For the 3rd time in 5 seasons, the San Francisco Giants are the champions of the baseball world.
Whether it's LeBron, Chris Paul, or Kevin Durant, when the NBA tips off, ESPN Radio is right there when a champion is crowned.
The Golden State Warriors, the 2015 NBA champions.
And when the magic of bowl season arrives, ESPN Radio is your home for the new college football playoff.
The college football playoff first national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
The biggest events in sports can be found right here on ESPN Radio.
Hello, this is Lavelle Rucker. I encourage you to join me in voting for Gary Myers for Circuit Judge. Gary has 36 years of diverse legal experience and wrote the Call Before You Dig statute, which has saved countless lives. Gary has served as a leader with the American Red Cross, Family Guidance, Ag Expo, and United Way. Vote Gary Myers, Circuit Judge.
This commercial is paid for by the Committee to Elect Gary Myers Judge, Bertha Parker Treasurer.
You're listening to the St. Joseph Mustangs on ESPN 1550.
We continue from Phil Welch. Go to the bottom half of the first inning. Mustangs give up 1 run on 2 hits. Sedalia though leaves 3 on base. Mustangs had a chance to get out of that without giving up any runs, but unfortunately they did not. So the Mustangs will bat for the first time down 1-0. Mustangs will lead things off with Orencio Fisher, Jacob Richardson, and then Davey Cassiola. Ryan Phillips makes the start. And I was looking at the wrong player earlier. Ryan has not made a start this season. He's making his first start. He's made a couple of appearances in the field and had 2 games where he's been a batter, but he has not made an appearance on the mound this year, so he obviously has not pitched against the St. Joseph Mustangs. He is from William Woods University. He was a Division I player at Mizzou. Here's his first pitch. It's a fastball in there for strike 1 to Orencio Fisher. He is from Columbia, went to Rockbridge High School, then played at Mizzou for 2 seasons. And then it was at William Woods this past year. There's one off the end of the bat to shallow right center field. Day coming on, won't get there. Orencio Fisher rounds first. He'll stay right there as Quade Smith able to back up the play. Off the end of the bat to shallow right center field, and that'll be a bloop single for Orencio Fisher to start the bottom half of the first inning for the St. Joseph Mustangs. His average, Orencio's, is at .217 after going 2 for 4 last night. Scored a couple of runs, now has 16 runs scored. He swiped 2 bags. He's stolen 14 bases in 15 attempts. So a single for Orencio to start the game off for the Mustangs. 1-0 Sedalia. Jacob Richardson had a solo homer in the first inning last night. There's a fastball from Phillips. He brings it in pretty good with some high velocity. It is a called strike number 1. Phillips at William Woods this past year was 7-5 with a 3.43 ERA. Made 13 appearances. They were all starts. He had 4 complete games and 2 shutouts. Allowed 84 hits in 84 innings, so just 1 hit per inning. He struck out 106 batters and walked 13 in those 84 innings. Impressive numbers. Again, you can see why he was a Division I talent and went to Mizzou for 2 years. Again, the Columbia Rockbridge native. There's a throw to first base, and they picked off Orencio Fisher. Quick move by Phillips, and Orencio kind of lost his footing for a second, and he was picked off first. Phillips went to the well another time, back-to-back times, and it will be Orencio Fisher getting picked off for the first time this year. Now Richardson fouls one off the left side. So Phillips, his first 2 years were at Mizzou. His freshman year, he appeared in 10 games, all in relief, no decisions, with an 8.44 ERA. Phillips is ahead 0-2 to Richardson. Richie looks at one in the dirt. Got away from Alex B. He'll go chase that down. B, he now plays at William Woods as well. He was at Kansas State for 3 years. So both of these guys were playing in the Big 12 and the SEC. Now playing NAIA baseball at William Woods. And that's because their manager for Sedalia, Craig McAndrews, is a coach at William Woods. Here's the 1-2. Jammed him, but fought it off and fouled it back. Phillips, his sophomore year at Missouri, went 2-1 in 20 relief appearances, so he was being used a lot by the Tigers, but obviously things just didn't work out after a couple of years. He had a 2-1 record with a 5.26 ERA. Now there's a curveball. He got him to swing and miss. Jacob Richardson strikes out for the second out in the inning. So they have the leadoff walk. Erased that with the pickoff. And that'll be Davey Casiola, who will hit with nobody on base and 2 down. Casiola, the switch-hitting third baseman for the Mustangs. He was very good last night. He went 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, 3 RBI. As again, the Mustangs beat the Van Johnson League All-Stars 9-3. First pitch, fastball right down the middle. Boy, his first pitch has been a fastball to all 3 hitters and has been right down the pipe. No balls and a strike to Casiola. He bats left-handed here. There's a breaking pitch, beauty, called strike number 2. So Phillips trying to make quick work of the Mustangs. After he got the pick off of Orencio Fisher, he's only thrown 9 pitches so far in this frame. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Phillips. Rears back and throws a fastball. It's outside, just missed. A ball and 2 strikes now with Kyle Urich on deck, but there are 2 outs and nobody on base. Here's the 1-2, and Cassie looks one down and in. 2-2 the count. Davies' average now is at 256 after his 3 for 3 night last night. No home runs, now 12 ribbies on the year, and 20 runs scored. Fastball, ground ball towards second. Jonathan Ramon has it. He lost it for a second. Cassiel will try and beat it out. Could not. Well, if that's on the left side of the infield, he beats it out. But since it was on the right to second base and hit hard, Ramon had plenty of time. He knocked it down and stuck with it and able to get the out. So the Mustangs get 1 hit, no runs. They do not leave a man on base, and there were no errors by the Bombers. At the end of 1 complete, it's 1-0 Sedalia as we continue with St. Joseph Mustangs baseball right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
You take pride in your lawn. That's why you spend those extra hours making it look lush and pristine. You want to spend that time on your lawn, not on cleaning your mower. What if there was an easy button to clean and change your blades? Metzger Sales and Service now offers the new Raptor Flip-Up Mowers by Hustler with quick flip-up technology, effortless cleaning, automated deck height adjustment, and less storage space in a push of a button. Come check out the Raptor family today at Metzger Sales and Service in Graham. They will try to beat any deal on comparable equipment. Online at Metzger.com.
ESPN Radio, bringing you directly to the biggest events in sports.
Center field, well hit, Hunter back, out of here!
From opening day of baseball,
Throw to the plate, safe at the plate!
right through the World Series.
For the 3rd time in 5 seasons, the San Francisco Giants are the champions of the baseball world.
Whether it's LeBron, Chris Paul, or Kevin Durant, when the NBA tips off, ESPN Radio is right there when a champion is crowned.
the Golden State Warriors, the 2015 NBA champions.
And when the magic of bowl season arrives, ESPN Radio is your home for the new college football playoff.
The college football playoff first national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
The biggest events in sports can be found right here on ESPN Radio.
You're listening to St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball.
There she goes!
On ESPN 1550.
Dave Brigger back inside Phil Welch. Thanks for joining me for Mustangs Baseball tonight as St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team is down 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Sedalia bats for the second time. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Bombers. There's a swing and a foul off the catcher Brady Anderson from Jordan Day. And he is down on the count, no balls and a strike. He is the taco man of the night tonight, as you can hear from one of the fans down below us. He strikes out, and 100 lucky fans get free tacos from Taco Bell. No balls and a strike today. He is a Sedalia native, went to Smith Cotton High School. Now it's a 1-1 count. Fastball misses up. Went to Smith Cotton High School, and then he went to Crowder College for 2 seasons. And now he has been at William Woods. Excuse me, he was at Crowder for just 1 year. He's been at William Woods the past 2 years. He's hitting just 194 this year, and he does have 20 strikeouts in 19 games. He's behind the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He has 1 home run and 10 driven in so far, but just a 194 average. There's a bouncing ball toward short, charging. Cassiola cuts it off from third. He throws to first base and just got him by a step. Good job by David to cut that thing off. Those third basemen are told if they can get to it, going to their left, they can cut that thing off. It's a much easier throw for them, going essentially toward first base or in that general area, and a good play by Davey Cassiola. So a 5-3 ground out to start the inning for Logan Jacek and the Mustangs. Devin Morrill will hit the shortstop for Sedale's summer college baseball team. He's in the 9-hole. Ooh, this one nearly hit him in the head, and he did not move 1 iota. That thing was not far from hitting the brim of his helmet. He didn't flinch. That was impressive. 1 ball, no strikes to count with 1 out, nobody on base. 1-0 Sedalia. There's a fastball pounded foul down the left field line, third base line. 1 ball, 1 strike to the shortstop, who is hitting .226. He also plays at Nicholls State along with Quade Smith. Justin Holt, who has started every game prior to this against the Mustangs, isn't playing in the game tonight. He's also from Nicholls State. 1-1 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. Jacek threw 31 pitches in the opening frame, so they made him work. They only got 1 run, though, as they had the bases loaded and 1 out. Probably shouldn't have got anything, but got the 1. So it is 1-0 Bombers here in the second inning. There's the 1-2 pitch to Morrill, and he clobbers this one down the left field line, but yanked it way foul as it nearly hit the Mustang, the real Mustang, down the left field line in its cage. And it's, this is not really a cage, it's more of a pen, I guess I should say. Foul ball keeps it 1-2 to Morrill. Morrill this past year at Nicholls State didn't play a lot, did play in 26 games, only made 3 starts though. Was a pinch runner a lot for them. Now he hits one down the third base line and just missed extra bases. Boy, he is turning on all the inside pitches from Jacek and just missing extra base hits. That one was really close. In his time, though, he did hit .313 for Nicholls State, no homers and 4 RBI. As that team went 26-20 this past year. There's a grounder towards short. McDonald has it. He takes his time, throws high, but Mealy keeps his foot on the base as he reaches up, makes the catch, and that's a 6-3 ground out for the second out in the inning. So a couple of ground balls on the left side of the infield on the Mustangs. We'll see Robert Cummins again, the leadoff man for the Sedalia Bombers. I mentioned Jacek has made 1 start against the Bombers this year that happened in Sedalia on that doubleheader Monday. It was a no decision for him, as he went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits and 2 runs. Both were earned. He struck out 2 and walked 2. There's a foul ball to make it no balls and a strike to Cummins. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, as Jacek has 1 K and 2 walks his first time through the order. So he was decent on that night, but the Mustangs gave up a late lead, ended up winning or losing the game in extra innings. Because I believe at one point they were 5 in that game. I'm trying to think of. They lost the game. They lost the game 6-5. It was that was the game that was back and forth. But they never did trail until they trailed in the 10th inning. And it was a 7-inning game. Jacek gave them 5. Another foul ball. After a ball, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mustangs had 1-0, but Sedalia scored in every bottom half of the inning the Mustangs scored in. It was the 2nd, 5th, 9th, and then the 10th. The Mustangs scored in all those innings. Sedalia answered them and finally broke through as they scored 3 in the bottom half of the 10th after the Mustangs scored 2. Chopper towards short. McDonald charges, gets a short hop. Great play. Low throw to Mealy, but he digs it out. And a good 1-2-3 inning for Logan Jacek with some good defense behind him. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd. So 1-0 Sedalia lead on St. Joseph as we continue with Mustangs baseball right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Man, if your business ain't at the top of the list, you're gonna have to get with this. We talking SEO. Eagle Web Services. That's right, SEO. All you businesses out there, gotta listen up right here. Allow me to introduce a man who speaks the truth when it comes to me and you and how we use the internet. His name's Jess, he's the best. He's on a quest to take your web presence to the top of the list. We talking Google in this, or how about Facebook in it? No, he's not gonna quit till you got all them clicks, till you rolling in hits. We talking J-E-S-S. Boom!
Jess, getting all up in your business. Eagle Web Services. Jess, with Eagle Web Services. You know you want this.
SEO, Google Ads, Facebook, websites, whatever. Jess can do it all. Contact Jess at eaglewebservices.com.
As legendary Baltimore Orioles manager Earl Weaver once said, the key to winning baseball is pitching, fundamentals, and 3-run home runs. At Rock Ridge Steel, the key to winning is quality products, quick delivery, and exceptional customer service. Rock Ridge Steel offers steel from 1 inch to 1 truckload to contractors, farmers, and city folk too for home improvements. So when you need steel, see a winner. That's Dan Riley at Rock Ridge Steel in Elwood, Kansas. Rock Ridge Steel. Rock solid steel at rock bottom prices. Proud sponsor of the St. Joe Mustangs.
You're listening to St. Joe's Summer College Baseball Team.
Into the home run point.
On ESPN 1550.
We're to the bottom of the 2nd inning as Cal Urick will lead things off for the Mustangs. St. Joseph trails Sedalia by a score of 1-0. Be the middle third of the order, 4, 5, and 6. Lorenzo Fisher began the game with a base hit in the bottom half of the first, but he was picked off at first base. So Ryan Phillips on 12 pitches faced the minimum in the opening frame. And Urick will bat, followed by Connor Bacon and Lewis Mealy. First pitch, fastball down the middle. 4 consecutive first pitch fastballs right down the middle that the Mustangs have taken. No balls and a strike to Urick on the season. 304 average, 4 homers, and 26 RBI. The power numbers lead this club. 26 RBI by far and away leads this club. Tyler Cox is second with 14. There's a fastball in the inside corner. That's a called strike. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Urick. Urick was named an All-Star earlier tonight, so he will play in the Mink League All-Star game coming up on Thursday here at Phil Welch. 1-2 pitch. Curveball got him. Swing and a miss. So Kyle Urick strikes out. Phillips has struck out 2 so far through the first 4 batters. I mentioned his strikeout numbers if you didn't hear me earlier. He struck out 106 and walked 13. That's right, 106 and 13 in 84 innings pitched this year at William Woods. So he was pretty dominant, but again, he was only 7-5 with still an ERA of almost 3.5, 3.43. Foul ball by Connor Bacon to the left side, makes it a no ball and 1 strike count. First pitch fastball again, and this time he was able to foul it away. Another one fouled back. Bacon now behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Connor was 0 for 1 last night, but walked twice in the victory against the Van Johnson All-Stars. 0-2 pitch to Bacon in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Connor. Just wrapped up his freshman year at Boston College. He's hitting .216 this summer. He is 8 for 37, no homers and 3 RBI. Bacon has struck out 10 times and walked 19 times despite just hitting .216. His on base is at .482, almost half the time he's getting on base. Checks his swing, curveball is low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count from Ryan Phillips to Connor Bacon. Bacon swings it left-handed. Fastball low and in, almost got his back foot that time. It's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bacon, a very disciplined hitter. I mentioned the walks. 19 walks so far this season, which is second on the team. Make it third. Richardson has 21, Cassiola has 20. And there's a pitch low. It came back down 0-2, and Phillips, as I mentioned, does not walk many batters. Historically, comes back to walk him. So Connor Bacon able to fight back and not chase a bad pitch. That'll bring up Lewis Mealy. Mealy, kind of surprising, wasn't named an All-Star. He's hitting .403 with a homer and 13 RBI. I'm not sure what it takes to make the All-Star team, but those are All-Star numbers. He will compete for the Mustangs in the Lincoln League All-Star Home Run Derby before the game, but again, he deserves to be in the All-Star game. Here's the first pitch to Mealy. That's an off-speed pitch to start him off, and he swings and misses. Runner at first base with 1 out. Mustangs down 1-0. Mealy looks down to Matt Johnson as Phillipskin has a good move. He's already picked off Orencio Fisher. Go to first base, not in time. He's a right-hander, but still has a good move. Mealy bats right-handed. He had a base hit in last night's game. Now he lines one to right center field. Could be trouble. Day coming out. He won't get there. Another kind of bloop. The liner to right field, and now there's 2 on with a 1 out as Lewis Mealy stays hot. He plays at New York Tech, but he has been a great addition to this club. He came in a little bit late, but boy, he was worth the wait, or has been at least so far. Brady Anderson will bat now. He was named an All-Star earlier tonight. He'll be one of the catchers in the Make League All-Star game. Anderson hitting .324, 2 home runs, 10 RBI. Anderson bats left-handed. He looks at a fastball in the inner half. It's a called strike. Every first pitch has been a strike to the first 7 hitters. That's the way to do it. Get ahead of batters. Still has 1 walk. 1-0 Sedalia, but the Mustangs have 2 on with 1 out here in the second. Now a liner to left. That's going to get through. They will send. Nope, now they're going to hold Connor Bacon. Getting to it was Horsemeyer rather quickly as it shot through the gap between short and third. But Horsemeyer got to that thing quickly. Bacon doesn't have tremendous speed, and they held him up. So a base hit to left. Back-to-back singles. Bases loaded with 1 out for Evan McDonald now. Bacon at third base, Mealy at second, Anderson is at first. And now they're going to come out and have a meeting on the mound, see what they want to do defensively in this situation. This inning began with a strikeout of Urich, but then Bacon began his at-bat down 0-2, and all of a sudden he walks after getting down 0-2, and then a bloop single by Mealy, and a hard hit opposite field single by Brady Anderson to the left side. Now 3 hits for the Mustangs off of Phillips. They're at double play depth up the middle. They hope for a ground ball to try and end the inning and not give up a run. Mustangs trying to at least tie it here in the second, down 1-0. Bases loaded, 1 out for McDonald. Evans been red hot. He was 4 for 6 on Friday. He got Saturday and Monday, or he got Sunday off, I should say. Saturday, everybody had the day off because it got rained out. There's an off-speed pitch, a curveball called for strike number 1. So another first pitch strike to the first 8 batters of this game. Phillips from the stretch. McDonald hitting .432. He loops one to right, but it's going to drift into foul territory, and that'll be out of play. He's down 0-2. McDonald, 1 home run, 7 RBI. Again, he was 4 for 6 with a homer and 4 ribbies in the game on Friday against the Clarinda A's, a 16-7 win. Mustangs were up 14-0 at one time in that game. Here's the 0-2. Tried a fastball to sneak it by him. It was outside for ball 1. McDonald, after 2 years at Barton Community College, he was a teammate of Jacob Richardson's there. Then he signed late last summer with Georgia Southern. Had a good year for the Eagles. There's a pitch in the dirt. Good stop by B. If that gets by him, that's a run. Threw it in the dirt. Off-speed pitch. Mustangs, bases loaded, down 1-0 here in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Evan McDonald, the 8-hole hitter and shortstop for St. Joseph. Phillips a deep breath on the mound, and he throws it in the dirt again. Be a good stop. Boy, he kind of stumbled to his right, but he was able to at least get in front of it and stop it. Full count now to McDonald. Jasek walked in the 1 run in the game so far. Let's see if they can draw another walk. Phillips was ahead 0-2 to Bacon, walked him. He was ahead 0-2 to McDonald. Now it's 3-2. High leg kick, the 3-2 pitch is lined up the middle for a base hit. That will score 1. They will hold Mealy at third base. Everybody will advance 90 feet. The Mustangs have tied the game here in the second inning. Evan McDonald stays red hot, man. He is on fire. He's now 20 out of 45 this year. There's his 8th RBI, and the St. Joseph Mustangs have tied it. Again, this inning started with a strikeout of Urich on 4 pitches, and then Bacon was down 0-2. It looked like it was going to go quick. Instead, this will be the 21st pitch for Phillips, and the Mustangs still have a chance now with the bases loaded, 1 out. They have tied the game, and Alou looks at a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. For the first 9 batters of the game, he has had a first pitch strike. Here's the 0-1 to Jake Alou. He swings, good healthy cut that time and fouls it back. He's down 0-2, but so is McDonald, so is Bacon. They both reach base. Laurencio Fisher is on deck as Alou is in the 9-hole. Jake's hitting at .308 in the 9 games he's played in. Also wrapped up his freshman year at BC. He swings and misses, but it was dropped by the catcher. Won't matter. That'll be a strikeout. He didn't get a piece of it. Thought he might have got a piece of it since he dropped it, but he got fooled that time and he strikes out. So a big out for Ryan Phillips as he tries to get out of the jam with just a 1 run allowed. Rencio Fisher will bat. He singled to right center field his last time up and then was picked off first base. Let's see if Oak can come up with a big base hit. Knock in 1, maybe 2 runs here. Take the lead in the second. Here's the pitch to Rencio Fisher. There's a breaking ball. Another first pitch strike. Rencio shakes his head. He did not like the call at all. So 10 consecutive first pitch strikes to start the game for Ryan Phillips. Again, that one is a little borderline. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Rencio just kind of fought that one off to the right side. Almost like a 2-strike swing that time, just to try and stay alive and knock that thing into foul territory. So he's down 0-2. Mustangs have had some good ABs, though, down 0-2. It's a 1-1 game here in the second inning. Mustangs have 4 hits, 3 of them in this inning, back-to-back-to-back singles from Mealy, Anderson, and McDonald. All will be a part of the All-Star Thursday, as Mealy will be in the Home Run Derby, and then Anderson and McDonald will play in it. Rencio Fisher bats right-handed, down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. So Phillips, after a 12-pitch first inning, now has thrown 26 here in the second. They've made him work a little bit. Has 3 Ks so far. There's number 4. He strikes out Rencio Fisher. Breaking pitch. He chased low and away. And that will do it for the Mustangs. But they get 1 run on 3 hits, but they also leave the bases loaded like the Bombers did in the first inning. We are knotted at 1 after 2 innings here at Phil Weld Stadium as we continue on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
There's 4 things you love: your family, your home, the Mustangs, and your car. Eastridge Car Washes can't help with the first 3. But boy, can they help with your car. Eastridge Car Washes are St. Joe's premier drive-through washes, offering wash options to fit any budget. Free vacs, hand dry, and the only washes in town to completely remove icky summer bugs. Show your car some love. Come to Eastridge Car Wash behind Firestone on Village Drive, next to the Highway Patrol on the North Belt. Proud to sponsor your St. Joe Mustangs.
Midwest Central Outdoor, your outdoor answers for any season. Right now, 0% interest for up to 48 months with qualifying credit on all Hustler, Wright, and Walker mowers. Yep, 0% interest for up to 48 months with qualified credit. Get to Midwest Central Outdoor and get the mower you've been dreaming about. Customer service is Midwest Central Outdoor's #1 priority. They have a highly skilled service center and stand behind all sales and service. Midwest Central Outdoor off Highway 71, just north of 129 and exit 53.
Oh, I've been driving that old pickup across all these 50 states, and the sure ain't seen saving like those energy rebates.
KCP&L. Not good at country songs. Great at saving you money. We have 18 ways to save you a little or a lot. Find the one that's right for you at kcpl.com/save.
Save money and energy with kcpl.com/save.
You're listening to St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball on ESPN 1550.
It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Sedalia here in the top of the third inning. We are tied at 1. I am Dave Riggert. A pleasure to have you along for Mustangs Baseball here on the 4th of July. Annual meeting with the Sedalia Bombers. These two teams always play on the 4th here in St. Joseph. Alex B. will lead things off. The catcher, he was named an All-Star earlier tonight as well. As again, Alex B., Jonathan Ramon, Dalton Horstmeyer, and Robert Cummins, along with Quade Smith, all named All-Stars earlier today. Their pitchers were Evan Dodd, Blaine Fisher, and Justin Murphy. First pitch from Jasek just misses. So B walked and scored the one run. The Bombers scored back in the opening frame. He swings here and fouls it back to the screen. Alex B. again was at 3 years at Kansas State. Played quite a bit as a junior, 26 starts, hit .230 with a homer and 12 RBI. Sophomore and freshman years didn't play a ton, ball low, now it's 2 balls and a strike. As a freshman, played in 12 games, 1 start, hit .105. As a sophomore in 2014, played in 16 games, made 12 starts, hit .250 with no homers and 10 RBI. Here's the 2-1 ground ball, wide of first base. As he yanks that one foul, it's now a 2-ball and 2-strike count. B is from Normal, Illinois, went to Glenwood High School, then to K-State for 3 years. He's at William Woods now, didn't play this past year. He was a redshirt. He'll have 1 season left for the Eagles. There's a pitch high, now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jasek now already at 50 pitches with nobody out here in the third, so his pitch count a little bit elevated so far here early in the game. Did have a 1-2-3 second inning, though, with all 3 ground balls to the left side of the infield. Just missed inside. He walks him. Third walk in the game from Jasek, as I talked about last night, specifically with the relievers last night, but again, even John Milan had 4 walks last night. His pitching staff just allowing too many walks. They're averaging 6.6 strikeouts per game, which isn't bad, but 4.9 walks per game, so essentially 5 walks per game. Way too many. They're limiting hits, but that's in part because of so many walks also. They're giving up 6.6 hits per game. 206 hits and 272 in a third innings coming into this game, but again, with the walks, it's obviously just like a base hit. So 1 on and nobody out. There's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Brady Anderson. It's a ball and a strike to Ryan Phillips. He is the pitcher. He's now 2 for 5 on the year with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. He also has a stolen base, no homers, no RBI. He bats right-handed. Again, he played at Mizzou, and now there's a pitch to the backstop as Jasek overthrew that thing and went right to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike now to Ryan Phillips. He had that chopper down the third base line that was very high and in no man's land. No one could do anything with it. Cassiola did a good job to barehand it, make the throw, but it was not in time. So Phillips 1 for 1 in the game. Sedalia has 2 hits, and they came from B and Phillips. B at second base with that leadoff walk. Jasek pitch. Hit on the right side of the infield, going to get through for a base hit. B will stay put at third base, and boy, Bacon bobbled it out in left field as that was the right decision by McAndrews at third base, the coach, but if he would have sent him, he would have scored because Bacon bobbled it. So now they've got first and third with nobody out. Just hit the right spot because they were double play depth, hit it more to the first base bag, and it went right to Connor Bacon in right field. So the St. Joseph Mustangs just tied the game in the last half inning, about to give it back. Unless Jasek can come through. And Jonathan Ramon looks at a pitch up and in. He walked his first time up and was stranded at second base. Be at third, Phillips at first. The pitcher is 2 for 2 in the game for the Sedalia Bombers. 1-1 tie here in the top of the third inning. There's a foul off to the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Jonathan Ramon. Again, he walked his first time up. Ramon from Jackson Heights, New York. He went to Archbishop Malloy High School and then spent his last 4 years at Evansville. He was a Purple Ace. This past year had a career-high 10 home runs for Evansville after having a career-high 10 for Sedalia last summer. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, gets to the backstop, and a run's going to score easily as B slides in, touches home plate. And advancing to second base is Phillips. So now 2 wild pitches in the inning for Logan Jasek. The Mustangs now down 2-1. So Logan Jasek's control is an issue here the first 3 innings. That's what we talked about with Coach Johnson, that consistency. Still a young player. He's going to be a sophomore, or was a sophomore this past year. He'll be a junior. And now Matt Johnson's going to go and talk to Logan Jasek. Well, you don't see this happen very often where the Mustangs manager is going to go out and not take him out of the game. Now, they don't even have a person in the bullpen, so it's not like he's going to the pen right now. But he will do this every once in a while. He'll come out. A lot of times it'll be to make a point to his infielders, to focus, get some enthusiasm, get going a little bit, try and make a point to his infielders. I think he's trying to make a point to Logan Jasek. Throw strikes. Jasek from the stretch, I should say, with Phillips at second base. Ramon's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Dangerous hitter at the plate. He's playing second tonight for the Bombers. Ooh, off speed got him. A swing and miss that time. Now it's a 2 ball and 2 strike count. 2-1 Sedalia now here in the top of the third inning. Ramon takes a deep breath, adjusts his batting gloves, and digs back in. Crowds the plate, back foot, right by the chock of the batter's box. Here's the 2-2. Curveball stays in, almost hit him. And again, much like we saw Devin Morrill not move on the pitch almost near his head, Ramon didn't move at all either. If it was going to be too far in, it was going to hit him. It nearly did. Now it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ramon. He's struck out 5 times. He's walked 5 times. He's been hit 5 times this year. Here's the 3-2. Fastball. Called strike 3 outside corner. Ramon knew it too. He started to walk toward the dugout before he even started to make his motion of a 3rd strike. So a big strikeout there after the walk. Wild pitch. Single. Wild pitch. And now it's Dalton Horstmeyer. Horstmeyer is being very patriotic tonight. He's got a arm sleeve on his right arm, and it is a Stars and Stripes one. There's a called strike on the outside corner from Jasek to Horstmeyer. He's 0 for 1. He lined out into shallow center field to Evan McDonald with the bases loaded and could not come up with an RBI. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Jasek, and a ground ball toward third. Diving attempt. It's going to be a fair ball. Casiola could not get to it. Phillips scores easily, and it's going to be a stand-up double for Horstmeyer right down the third base line as Davey Casiola dove. He looks in at the home plate umpire saying, "Are you sure that was fair?" He dove and could not get to it, but that will be a fair ball. It looked fair from up here, too, and it's a 3-1 Sedalia lead. They get 2 here in the third so far with still just 1 out. Ground ball that went right by the bag. Yeah, I think it was fair. It looked pretty good from here. We obviously don't have a great angle at it, but so now Sedalia comes back with 2 after the Mustangs came back to tie it in the bottom half of the second. Logan Jasek struggling a little bit right now. Here's Quade Smith. He lines one to center field, and it will get down for a base hit. Richardson's got no idea where the ball's at, and it goes to his right. That's going to allow Quade Smith to get in for a double. So Richardson had no clue where the ball was at. It wasn't at him, so he was not in any position to knock the ball down. He never saw it. It was to his right. So it went by him, and that allowed Quade Smith to get a double. So now it's a 4-1 lead for Sedalia here in the third inning. So Logan Jacek getting pounded a little bit. Back-to-back extra base hits for Sedalia. And again, now they've got a 3-run lead. Boy, St. Joe had some momentum. They got to Phillips finally in the second. Made him throw a bunch of pitches. Got to run home. Left him loaded. But Sedalia answers back this next half inning with 3 of their own, and they've still got Smith at second with 1 down for Ryan Mantle. Mantle's first time up was out on a line drive to the second baseman, Alou. Now it's a 2-ball count to Mantle. Jacek now at 66 pitches through 2 1/3 innings. Too many. He's walked 3 in the game. There's a chopper left out of the infield. Cassiola can't get to it. And now McDonald will try and get to Quade Smith, and he will tag him out. No one was covering third base, and now third base coach says, "What are you doing?" He goes, "My bad." Because Cassiola tried to get to it. He could not. It was backhand in the hole by Evan McDonald, and he had a good angle to get Quade Smith, so to get the lead runner. That'll be a fielder's choice on Ryan Mantle. So McDonald makes a heads-up play to try and keep this just a 3-run deficit. And Smith thought that he could beat him there, and no one was covering, but couldn't do it. That'll be Jordan Day. First pitch he sees, breaking ball for a strike inside corner. 4-1 Sedalia here in the top of the third inning. Logan Jacek comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball just misses inside. Boy, that made him flinch. Seen a couple of guys not flinch, but this one certainly did. Day was out 5-3 on a ground ball last inning to Davey Cassiola at third base. Here's the 1-1. Another curveball lifted to center field. Richardson sees this one, drifts to his left, and on the run, he'll make the catch and end the inning. But in the inning, the Bombers get 3 runs on 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's Sedalia 4 and St. Joseph 1 right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help. Get an 11% rebate on everything in the store, including
Hey Mustangs fans, I'm Brett Maher and you're watching Mustangs Baseball.
Called strike. He's pumping fastballs right down the middle here early in counts. There's one outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to Kyle Urich. Urich struck out his last time up. 4 Ks through 2 1/3 for Phillips with 1 walk. There's the pitch in the dirt, trying to go off speed that time, and now it's 2-2. Mustangs have had good ABs when they've been down 0-2. Even if they've struck out, they've made him throw a bunch of pitches, fouled some away. Been able to get back to 2-2 or 3-2. Even got a walk from Bacon. There's a liner to center field, hit very hard for a base hit. Kyle Urich, again down 0-2, gets 2 balls and then hits it to center field. So Kyle Urich stays red hot. He is at first base. That's the 6th Mustang hit. They're hitting Phillips well. Again, he's got good stuff. He has 4 Ks through 2 1/3, but they've hit him well. And now Connor Bacon, who had that walk I talked about, he scored the first run of the game for the Mustangs last inning. Walked with 1 out. And now he lifts one high in the air, fouled on the left field line. Bacon walked, and then on 3 consecutive singles, eventually scored on the single by McDonald. No balls and a strike to Connor Bacon. He hits left-handed from Hudson, Massachusetts. Again, plays at Boston College. There goes Urich. The pitch is low. Throw down to second bases on the left side of the bag. They're going to say, got him though. The tag applied by Morrill. He didn't get a very good jump. Urich gets thrown out for the first time this year. Not tremendous speed, but he's a good base runner. And he is now 3 of 4 on stolen base attempts. And now a ground ball towards second, would have been 2 anyway. Ramon grabs it. He'll throw to first base, and that will retire the side here in the 4th. Or in the 3rd, I should say. But the Mustangs get a run and make it a 4-2 game after 3. Sedalia leads St. Joseph by 2 as we continue here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Buffalo Wild Wings presents B-Dubbing.
If you're just tuning in, we've got
Wing Tuesdays.
Here's the corner kick. Star strike with Rodriguez takes up.
Special prices on traditional wings.
Now this is a
seriously good deal.
He dribbles past 3 defenders. He sees an opening and strike! It's a ball!
Get a great price. Every Wing Tuesday. 21 sauces and seasonings. At Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Prices and participation vary.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That's who. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
You're listening to the St. Joseph Mustangs on ESPN 1550.
Dave Riggert back at Phil Welch Stadium. Thanks for joining me for Mustangs baseball tonight. St. Joe's Summer Collegiate Baseball team right now with a 4-2 deficit as they trail the Sedalia Bombers. Bombers got 3 in the top half of the 3rd. Mustangs got 1 back in the bottom half. We sit now at 4-2 as Logan Jasek back out for the 4th inning. Throws one up and in to the 9-hole hitter Devin Morrill. Morrill, the shortstop, was out 6-3 on a ground ball to Evan McDonald his last time up, and a high chopper is going to be in foul territory down the 3rd baseline. Now it's a 1-ball-and-1-strike count. Morrill this year is hitting .226, no homers and 9 RBI, has struck out 21 times, but walked 11 times, also been hit 11 times. Including twice this year against the Mustangs. And again, it's inside there. He does not back up. Any inside pitch, he's not moving off the plate at all. He doesn't move one bit. He's been hit twice by Mustang pitchers this year, and he's almost been hit twice in this game. But he crowds the plate and does not back away. There's a tie chopper towards short. McDonald makes a great play, but not in time. They've had a lot of high choppers hit right in front of the plate, go very high in the air. McDonald in the hole at short made the play, did everything he could, but Morrill runs pretty well. That's the third infield hit already for the Bombers here in the top of the fourth inning. So an infield single to start this half inning, and that'll bring the top of the order back up. And Robert Cummins, he will bat for the third time now in this, the fourth inning. He is 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a ground out to short. Jasek throws to first base, not in time. There's a bunt attempt down the first base line. Mealy's going to grab it, and he will try and tag him out, and does. They were trying to play a little cat and mouse game to see if Morrill could maybe get to third base, but Mealy tagged him, and that will do it on the sacrifice bunt by Robert Cummins. So he is out. 3 unassisted. And Logan Jasek now at 75 pitches. Morrill at second with 1 down for Alex B. He is 1 for 1 of the game with a walk and a single. He checks his swing here. It's low in the dirt for ball 1. B walked and make it singled and scored in the first inning, and then he walked and scored to lead off the third. There's a pitch high, now 2 balls and no strikes. Jasek behind 2-0. Here's his 2-0 pitch, it's upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. One out, one on, 4-2 Sedalia here in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball in the outside corner. Logan Jasek will throw his 80th pitch of the game here coming up with 1 out in the fourth inning. His pitch count is way up there. Here's the 3-1. Right down the middle. So he's come back to make it full against Alex B. Let's see if he can complete the comeback. Of the 80 pitches he's thrown, 46 have been for strikes. He has walked 3 in the game, but he has 2 other wild pitches to allow runners to advance. 3-2, line down the left field line, but foul. And it keeps the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff infield single by Devin Morrill. They sacked him over, 1 out, and Morrill at second base. B, 3-2 count. It's thrown in the dirt, not even close. Not a terrible walk, though, because now it does put the double play into effect. It brings up the pitcher for Sedalia, Ryan Phillips, although he is 2 for 2 in the game. Both teams have 6 hits tonight. Phillips came into the game 1 for 4. Now he is 3 for 6. He bats with runners on base for the 3rd consecutive time. He's had 1 man on base prior. Now he's got 2. Here's the Jasek pitch. It's up and in. And we've talked about first pitch strikes and talked about that for Ryan Phillips, a starter for Sedalia, but Logan Jasek has fallen behind time and time again. Here's a pop-up on the infield, going to drift into foul territory down the first base line. Lewis Mealy's going to grab it for the Mustangs, and that's a big out. With 2 on and 1 out, now there's 2-1 with 2 down. Get a dangerous hitter in Ramon, but again, at least there are 2 outs. So we popped it into foul territory, and Lewis Mealy able to make the play. Morrill still at second, B is at first base. We'll check the first pitch strikes for Logan Jasek. But certainly not what we've seen out of Ryan Phillips so far in the game. It's half and half. I thought it would be less than that. A little under half now. 21 batters faced, now 22 with this one, and 10 first pitch strike. So he's been behind 12 of the 22 that he's faced, he's at least down 1-0, if not 2-0. There's a line drive. Left field gets down for a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Here's the throw by Orencio Fisher home on the money. The tag is going to be late. Sliding in safely is Devin Morrill, and Sedalia takes a 5-2 lead. Great throw in left field by Orencio Fisher, but just late. Brady Anderson didn't have to move, but a great slide by Morrill, and Jonathan Ramon knocks it around with 2 outs, and it's a 5-2 Sedalia lead. So Ramon drives in his 16th run of the season. And the Mustangs down by 3 once again. Logan Jasek struggling here tonight. All 4 runs have been earned. Make it all 5, runs have been earned. There's a fly ball, right side, going to get out of play. There's a first pitch strike at least. And then again, in contrast, through 3 innings, Phillips has thrown just 53 pitches. That's still fairly high, but compared to what Jasek is at right now, as he's now at 87, not even through 4. But of the 14 batters he's faced, 13 first pitch strikes. He's getting ahead of almost every hitter tonight. 0-1, curveball's in. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dalton Horstmeyer, who was 1 for 2 in the game with a double his last time up and an RBI. And he also scored a run in the 3rd inning. He hit it right down the third base line that Cassio Ladovin could not get. There's the 1-1 to Horstmeyer. Lifts it in the air to right center field. Hit fairly well. Bacon goes back in right, and he misjudges it, but he leaps to his right at the end, lunges and makes the catch. Boy, he misjudged the thing and still made the catch to keep it a 3-run deficit. That ends the inning, but they get 1 run on 2 hits, leave 2. Sedalia with a 5-2 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network. Send a text to Matt Tritton to see if I can get one.
Check out the car rental discounts now available.
He hasn't responded.
Where the birdies are always terrific.
We continue from Phil Weld Stadium. I am Dave Riggert. A pleasure to have you along. The St. Joseph Mustangs trail the Sedalia Bombers by a score of 5-2. 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Bombers, and 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the St. Joseph Mustangs. It will be 6, 7, 8 for St. Joe, as Lewis Mealy will lead things off, and then Brady Anderson and Evan McDonald. Those 3 had 3 consecutive singles in their 1-run 2nd inning. Ryan Phillips out for his 4th inning of work. Again, 53 pitches through 3 innings so far for Phillips. Of the 53 that he has thrown so far, 36 have been for strikes, so 68% of his pitches have been for strikes so far tonight. He has just 1 walk, and it came after he was ahead 0-2. Mustangs, though, have hit him pretty well, with 6 hits through 3 innings. There's 2 runs to show for. They left him loaded back in the 2nd inning. First pitch, well, surprisingly enough, it's a ball. Just the 2nd time to any of the Mustang batters that he has thrown a ball out of the strike zone on the first pitch. Ground ball hit very hard, 1 hop. Diving to his left is Morrill, makes the play, and then throws it wildly to first base, and that will allow Mealy to get down to 2nd. Go to second is not in time, about over through second base. Boy, a great diving stop by Devin Morrill on a well-struck ball. And Mealy's now at second base. They're going to give him a hit and then an error to let him advance to second base. I think a good throw gets him, but I'm not sure because that throw is so far down the line toward home plate that the first baseman Cummins just started chasing it. Don't know how close that play would have been. But they'll give him an infield single, so Lewis Mealy deserves that thing as hard as he hit that ball, but a great diving stop on one hop by Devin Morrill. Now base hit to right field. Ground ball gets through by Brady Anderson. They will hold Mealy at third base. So the combination of Mealy, Anderson, and now McDonald, who's up, are 5 for 5 in the game. You can see why these guys will all represent the Mustangs on All-Star Thursday night coming up in a couple of days.
Now down, shortstop, Evan McDonald.
Anderson was first pitch swinging that time to get him into scoring, or get him over to third base. First and third now with nobody out. McDonald swings and misses at a breaking pitch this time. Good curveball that time. Evan McDonald 1 for 1, base hit back up the middle after being down 0-2. There goes Brady Anderson, and now the ball gets away from the catcher, but B able to keep it in front of him. Boy, Mealy was off, and he was going to try and score as it went up in the air maybe 10 feet, but B able to block it and keep it in front of him. It landed right in front of him, and Mealy had to scramble back. And they will give Anderson a stolen base as he was off on the play. So it's a 1-1 count. Anderson now has 8 stolen bases in 10 attempts. 2 in scoring position. There's a called strike. He thought it was low. Evan did. Boy, he looked back at him and goes, whoa. I can even see that from here in the press box. Did not think that was going to be a strike call, but Evan down to the count 1-2. 2 runners in scoring position now here in the fourth. Off speed is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A leadoff single in the air allowed Mealy to get to second base, and then Anderson a base hit to right field. They are at second and third with nobody out. Mustangs down 3 here in the fourth inning. McDonald looks at one low in the dirt. Now it's a 3-2 count to him. Jake Alou is on deck. Alou struck out his last time up. He is the 9-hole hitter for the Mustangs this evening. 3-2, the payoff pitch from Phillips is lined up the middle again for a base hit. Anderson, they're going to try and score him from second. The throw home is down the line, and he slides in safely. Evan McDonald drives in 2 more runs. He's got 3 ribbies in the game, and it's a 5-4 Sedalia lead now as they chop it down to just 1 run. Evan McDonald comes through as Mealy, Anderson, and McDonald are now 6 for 6 in the game in the 6, 7, and 8 hole. And again, Anderson read that beautifully, took off right away, and he scores on the play. Evan McDonald is now 6 for 8 the last 2 games. His average is well above 400. He came in at 432 and is now 2 for 2 in this game. He drives in 3 in the game, now has 10 RBI on the season, and this just his 13th game that he has played. Put that in perspective, the last 2 summers for the Mustangs, Evan McDonald has struggled with the plate. Last year in 21 games hit .208 with 12 RBI. In 2014 hit .171 in 29 games with 7 RBI. He is red hot right now. Mustangs within 1. Here's a fastball in the outside corner to Jake Alou. See if they play small ball and try and get him into scoring position and try and put a little more pressure on Sedalia. Mustangs now have 9 hits in the game off of Phillips. And now a ground ball going to be just wide of first base. That would have been extra bases for Jake Alou. The entire Mustang dugout was pointing fair ball, but the home plate umpire said, nope, foul ball. We'll do it again. It's just a long strike as it Went all the way down the right field line. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Jake Alou. Again, struck out swinging his first time up. Runner at first base is Evan McDonald with nobody out. There he goes. The pitch is outside. Bees throw down to second base. Is not in time. McDonald swipes the bag. He is now in scoring position with nobody out. McDonald, I don't know what's got into him. Last year he had 11 steals. He had 14 career stolen bases in 2 summers. Now he tries to steal third base. Swing and a miss. They got him. He slides in safely to third. He gets to third base with just 1 out. Alou does strike out, but now he's 90 feet away with just 1 out. So a swing and a miss there, but McDonald swipes his 2nd consecutive base. My point, going back to 14 career steals by McDonald, those 2 there now have him 15 this season, and this is his 13th game. He has been all over the base paths. He's now 15 for 19 stealing bases. Rencio now will try and drive in the tying run here in the 4th inning. He looks at a pitch low and away for ball 1. Rencio had a bloop single to right center field his first time up, and the first one was picked off of first base. He did strike out with the bases loaded in the 2nd. Rencio adjusts the hat, now swings in a chopper back to Phillips. He looks back the runner, now trying to score is McDonald. They will throw home, and it's wide of home plate, and he will score. Just like the Royals did in the World Series, almost the exact same type of play as the throw from first base. This time in Cummins, he threw it wide of home, and McDonald scores as they put pressure on the infield, and the Mustangs have tied the game with 3 runs here in the 4th inning. We are tied at 5. So McDonald and his speed causing trouble on the base pass. Rencio is going to get a ground out RBI. Here's the first pitch to Jacob Richardson, who tripled off the wall and right his last time up. So now the Mustangs have come all the way back to tie it. A lot of runs for these 2 teams. They played a lot of low-scoring games. Now a fly ball to center field. Quade Smith goes back a few steps, puts the glove up with the right hand. He secures the baseball, and that will end the inning. But in the inning, the Mustangs get 3 runs on 3 hits, and they have tied the game at 5 as we go to the 5th. Right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
The finish on that airplane can also be used on your car, truck, RV, and even motorcycle. Aviation Frog Polish, trademarked by Metzger Sales and Service Incorporated. It's a microscopic, invisible protective coating that repels dirt and water, reduces friction, and actually improves gas mileage. Use it on almost any surface: vinyl, plastic, fiberglass, rubber, polished metals. Frog Polish is easy to use. Just mist on, wipe, and then wipe again in a few minutes. Pick it up at Metzger Sales and Service in Graham or at Metzger.com.
There's 4 things you love: your family, your home, the Mustangs, and your car. Eastridge Car Washes can't help with the first 3. But boy, can they help with your car. Eastridge Car Washes are St. Joe's premier drive-through washes, offering wash options to fit any budget. Free vacs, hand dry, and the only washes in town to completely remove icky summer bugs. Show your car some love. Come to Eastridge Car Wash behind Firestone on Village Drive, next to the Highway Patrol on the North Belt. Proud to sponsor your St. Joe Mustangs.
As far back as she can remember, Amy loved computers. How they worked, what they could do. They were a challenge. She wanted to learn as much as she could. So she harnessed her passion, and now she's a cybersecurity officer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
You're listening to St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball on ESPN 1550.
Figure back inside Phil Welch. The St. Joseph Mustangs have tied things up at 5 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. A lot of runs for these 2 teams, usually low-scoring games that have been into extra innings, and now a ground ball off of Davey Casiola's glove, and that'll be an infield single for Quade Smith to lead things off here in the 5th inning. And again, these 2 teams have had low-scoring games that have gone extra innings. Not tonight so far. 5-5, we're in the top of the 5th inning. Of the 5 games they've played, 4 have gone extra innings, and the Mustangs are 3-1 in those games. That was the 90th pitch for Logan Jasek as they put the ball in play there, and that'll be a infield single. The 4th infield singles. That's the 9th hit tonight for Sedalia. 4 of them have been infield singles. Excuse me, that's the 8th hit for the Bombers. Half of them have been infield singles. 5-8-1 for Sedalia, 5-9-0 for the Mustangs. And there is some action in the Mustangs bullpen. Mainly just getting up, stretching, and getting ready. But Logan Jasek already at 90 pitches with nobody out in the 5th inning. So just through 4+ innings, he's run 90 pitches. Logan comes set. 1 ball, no strikes to count. And throw to first base, nothing time. This is Ryan Mantle, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Again, they just picked him up from Missouri State. There's the 1-0. He overthrew that thing and it was way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Logan has allowed 8 hits, 5 runs. They've all been earned. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts so far through 4+ innings of work. Mantle again is 0 for 2 in his debut. He is from Lynn, Missouri, at Lynn High School. Ground ball at the hole at short. Long throw for McDonald, and he does not get it. Mantle will beat it out. Mustang dugout thought they had him out, but Brian Mantle able to hit that in the right spot. McDonald did everything he could. Good play at the hole at short and a long throw, but that'll be another infield single. The 5th of the night now for Sedalia. It's kind of been one of those nights where Jasek has induced a lot of ground balls, but they've been hitting the right spots, or they've been high choppers, or whatever it has been. It has been in Sedalia's favor. Their 9th hit, and they've got 5 infield hits. Now Day tries to bunt to sacrifice both guys in a scoring position, and he essentially swings and misses as he tries to bunt it and missed it. No balls and a strike. 2-1, nobody out. Jasek goes towards second base. Quade Smith with good speed at second. Ryan Mantle is at first base for the 8-hole hitter Jordan Day. 0 for 2. Squaring the bunt. And he gets it down the third baseline. Great bunt, barehanded by Cassiel. The throw to first base is in time. Boy, he's a good defensive third baseman. That is a tough play with a bare hand. Good sacrifice bunt. And now there are 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. So just like that in this back and forth game, Sedalia trying to answer the Mustangs. We have now had 5 consecutive half innings with runs scored. Smith at third, Mantle at second base, and this is Devin Morrill, who had a single his last time up. He singled in the hole at short as well. He had one of those infield singles. Swings and misses here. Now it's no balls and a strike. Now the fireworks starting to go off as we start to get a little later in the night. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit on the air on the infield, and this should be the second out in the inning, and it is made by Lewis Mealy. That is a humongous out with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. Now they stay there with 2 down. So Jasek has worked around some trouble tonight and gets a huge pop out there. So now it'll be up to Robert Cummins with 2 down. He's 0 for 2 in the game with a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Struck out to lead off the game and then was out 6-3 on a ground ball to McDonald to end the second. Cummins has been named an All-Star this year. .294 average, no homers, and 6 RBI. Here's Jasek's first pitch. Curveball stays up. Cummins hit .394 with 7 homers and 41 RBI for Midland University in Fremont, Nebraska this past season. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's lined to left, and it will get down for a base hit. Going to try and send the second runner as well. The throw home is in time, but Anderson could not handle the bounce off the grass. And 2 runs score with 2 down, a big 2 RBI single with 2 down by Robert Cummins, and now it's a 7-5 Sedalia lead. So the Mustangs give the lead right back. That's a big base hit for Cummins, who was 0 for 2 with a sac bunt, and he comes through big. And now it's a 7-5 lead for Sedalia. Pretty good throw, but it took 2 hops to get to Anderson, just couldn't handle it. And now it's back up the middle with a base hit. Alou dives, knocks it down, but that'll be another infield single. It trickles to the outfield, but essentially an infield single again off the glove of Jake Alou. So the Mustangs trying to get out of this with just the 2 runs allowed, as they are playing uphill this entire game. Jasek has now thrown 100 pitches with just 2 outs in the 5th inning. Let's see if he gets yanked here after this inning. There's nobody up in the pen right now. Again, some guys are stretching and loosening up a little bit, but first pitch is high to Ryan Phillips. The pitcher is 2 for 3 in the game. And you do not see pitchers usually hit for themselves in this league, but Phillips has now done that. Is doing it tonight, and he's been a DH 2 other games this season. This is his first outing of the year. Now a pitch low makes it 2-0. He popped up on the infield of the first baseman Mealy his last time up. He singled to right in the 3rd. Had an infield single with Chopper on the 3rd baseline on the 1st. There's one on the right side again, and it will sneak through for a base hit. They will try and send the runner Cummins. The throw from Bacon is not in time. Back-to-back, 2-out base hits. And Sedalia has regained a 3-run lead, 8-5 Bombers here in the top of the 5th inning. Logan Jasek getting beat around. That's the 12th hit he has allowed. Again, half of them have been infield hits. They're still hits. Lou was playing more towards second base, so he dove and couldn't get to it. And Cummins scores on that play, and B's at second base now. Phillips drives in his first run of the year. The pitcher is now 3 for 4 in the game. And now it's Jonathan Ramon, who's 1 for 2. He drove in a run his last time up. Ground ball towards short. And it's going to be cut off by Cassiola. He'll throw it to first base and just got him by a step. That ends the inning, but a big inning to answer the 3 runs for St. Joseph, 3 runs for Sedalia, as they get 3 runs on 5 hits. No errors. They leave 2 more on base, and we are through 4.5. Halfway home here on the 4th of July. The Mustangs will have some more work to do. They've been playing uphill the entire game. Have never led. They've had 2 ties, but now they're down 8-5. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
At Brown Lumber Company, we love wood so much we even support the St. Joe Mustangs and their Wooden Bat Club. Yep, that just makes sense. At Brown Lumber Company, we believe things should just make sense. If you need lumber and tools, go to a lumber yard and a hardware store, not some giant box store with groceries, kittens, and toilet paper. Brown Lumber Company on Patey and 5th, a natural supporter of wood, tools, the hard-working American way, and of course, the Wooden Bat Club of the Mustangs, because that just makes sense. Wood, yeah, we got that.
As a Buchanan County Commissioner, Dan Hausman has worked with many great county employees. He's also helped hundreds of people in the county. He's led the way in helping reduce costs and has held the line on county taxes. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been saved through better purchasing and working smarter. Economic development has always been a top priority. He's helped create over 2,600 new jobs and brought in over $825 million in new investments in Buchanan County. Experience counts. Vote for Dan Hausman, Eastern District Commissioner.
I'm Dan Hausman. This message is paid for by the Citizens for Dan Hausman. Donnie Miller, Treasurer.
For our troops and their families, the military is more than a career. It's a journey, and every step along the way, the USO is there.
It's an experience that soldier will never forget.
Learn more today at USO.org.
Countless victims of human trafficking walk among us, invisible until now. The Blue Campaign provides a unified voice for those who work to combat human trafficking. It's time to open our eyes. Learn what you can do by visiting dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
You're listening to St. Joe's Summer College Baseball Team on ESPN 1550.
We go to the bottom half of inning number 5 as the St. Joseph Mustangs right now trail 8-5, and we will see a new pitcher for Sedalia in the game, and it is Blaine Fisher. Fisher has been named an All-Star this year. He has been lights out of the pen. So Ryan Phillips Again, he got beat around, 5 runs, 9 hits in 4 innings. As he came in with tremendous numbers from this spring, but made his debut here tonight this summer, and he did struggle a little bit. So he will not get the win if Sedalia hangs on to win. Still lots of baseball left, but Blaine Fisher is on in relief. So Fisher comes on, and he has been named an All-Star. He plays at Pittsburgh State from Olathe. He went to Olathe South High School. He just wrapped up his sophomore year at Pitt State, but this summer, in 6 relief appearances, he is 1-0 with a 0.68 earned run average. In 13 1/3 innings, he's allowed 5 hits. Struck out 13, walked 6. Cassiola squares the bunt and pulls it back as Davey will lead things off here in the 5th inning. The one thing, though, with Fisher, he's still allowed 5 runs, but only 1 has been earned. So there have been some base runners on base, again 6 walks so far this year. Here's the 2-0, and there's a called strike. 2 balls and a strike to Cassiola. Davey so far 0 for 2 in the game. He was out 3 unassisted his last time up, but that drove in a run, so he has an RBI. 4-3 ground out back in the first. Pitch high, now 3 balls and a strike. Hitting right-handed for the first time against the lefty Blaine Fisher. As he is a switch-hitting shortstop. There's called strike outside corner. He took a step toward first base. Mustangs haven't liked the strike zone tonight. They've had a little issue with it at times with some of their mannerisms toward the home plate umpire. 8-5 Sedalia here in the 5th inning. There's a high fly ball that will drift into foul territory. Mantle may have some room. No, he will not. It will drift out of play and land on the concrete, take a big hop, and get over by the Mustang bouncy house over there. So a foul ball. Here's the 6th pitch of the AB, make it the 7th pitch of the AB coming up. High scoring game for these two teams. Team ERA for Sedalia is at 3.13. Team ERA for the Mustangs is at 3.67. Cassiola swings and misses. Breaking pitch low and in from the lefty, and he swings through that one. So a strikeout, and Davey Cassiola, after going 3 for 3 last night, is 0 for 3 in tonight's game. Kyle Urich 1 for 2 in the contest. He singled up the middle, then was caught stealing in the 3rd. Strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Now on the season, hitting .304. 4 homers, 26 runs batted in. Off-speed pitch is way outside for ball number 1. And lots of fireworks around the ballpark tonight, just like we saw last night. Probably more so here on the 4th of July. 1-0 pitch, another curveball, stays high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Urich. He fell behind 2-0 to Cassiola as well. He came back to get the strikeout. Let's see what Urich can do. Again, he did strike out his first time up. 2-0 pitch is going to be a ground ball toward third base. Goes off of Mantle as, again, he broke his bat, and he is safe with an infield base hit. It went off of Mantle as he had to take it on 1 hop off the chest. Again, he broke a piece of the bat. It came off. As it went flying one direction, the ball went to third, but it was hit hard enough despite the broken bat. That that'll be an infield single for Kyle Urich. He is now 2 for 3 in the game, and he stays red hot. So lots of infield singles in this contest, mainly from Sedalia, but the Mustangs have their 2nd now tonight. Lewis Mealy comes and grabs a piece of that broken bat over behind home plate. 8-5 Sedalia. Both teams now have double-figure hits here in the 5th inning. Breaking pitches inside. So unlike his predecessor, Ryan Phillips, who threw first pitch strikes to nearly every batter, and I'm not exaggerating, Blaine Fisher is 0 for 3 on first pitch strikes. There's a fly ball, left center field, going to get down for a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Kyle Urich around third base, and they will stop him right there. Connor Bacon a double to left center field. And now there's 2 in scoring position with 1 out for Lewis Mealy. Boy, this game, we've had now 6 consecutive half innings with scores. There have been 9 half innings in the game, including this. Well, let's go 8 prior to this one. No, there were 9 prior to this one. And they've scored in all of them but 2. 8-5 Mustangs trying to get it done here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Again, they are down 8-5. They had just come back from a 3-run deficit, 5-2, to make it 5-5 last inning. Connor Bacon with a double, and now Urick at third base, Bacon at second, and that'll bring up Lewis Mealy. Mealy is 2 for 2 in the game, 2 singles and a run scored. Getting 6, 7, and 8 are 6 for 6 in the game. They're each 2 for 2, and they come up with 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out. So these 3 guys have been fantastic. First pitch is low. Now 4 consecutive first pitch balls to the Mustang lineup here in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0. Mealy swings and misses. With the lefty throwing it to Mealy, a right-hander, that breaking pitch is diving right down at his right ankle. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Mealy. Hitting over 400 this year, and again, he's 2 for 2 in this game. 1-1 fastball misses outside. On the year, 403, or at least he was coming in. He's now 2 for 2 in this game. McDonald's at 432. He's 2 for 2 in the game. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Mustangs. Off speed is high. He has not had good command of the curveball. He's thrown a couple of good ones. One to Mealy here where he swung and missed, but for the most part, he has not had good command of his breaking stuff. No wind to speak of. A lot of smoke around the ballpark because of the fireworks going off in the neighborhood. Here's the 3-1, off speed again, way outside and high. He does not have good command at all of that off-speed pitch, and he walks Mealy on 5 pitches. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Mustangs for Brady Anderson, who was named an All-Star earlier tonight. Mealy at first base, Bacon at second, Urick at third base. The St. Joseph Mustangs trying to answer right back here in the bottom half of this 5th inning. Runs galore tonight for these 2 teams. Mustangs trying to keep it up. Double play depth up the middle. In on the grass of the corners, and now Anderson just got hit with the pitch, and he will jog down to first base, and a run will score. I'm not sure why Blaine Fisher continues to throw the breaking ball because he has no command of it. He just walked Mealy. He's fallen behind every batter he's faced, and he just hit Brady Anderson. So now these 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters have reached base every time they've been up. Now it's up to McDonald, who singled with the bases loaded in the second to score run. Drove in 2 with a base hit in the 4th inning, and now has another RBI chance here. 8-6 now our score. McDonald looks at a pitch low and away. Boy, Fisher's having a hard time finding the strike zone. He got the 1 strikeout to start the inning, but he was still behind the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Then single, double, base on ball, and hit by pitch. Here's the 1-0. There's a fastball in the dirt. Boy, he has no command right now of anything. His off-speed pitch has been not even close, and now he overthrew the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Evan McDonald. Jake Alou is on deck. McDonald 2 for 2 with a run scored, 2 singles, and 3 ribbies so far in the game. Mustangs have answered back. These 2 teams just trading blows. St. Joseph a 1-game lead right now in the Mink League North Division on Chillicothe and the Sedalia team. Here's the 2-0. And it's a ground ball towards short. Gonna get through for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Rounding second and scoring is Lewis Mealy, and the game is tied at 8. Here in the 5th inning is Evan McDonald now has 5 RBI in 5 innings of play. Back and forth we go. Evan McDonald was 4 for 6 on Friday. He is now 3 for 3 today. Wow. And a good piece of base running by Anderson as he advanced to third base and still just 1 out. Great piece of base running. 8-8 our score, and the St. Joseph Mustang 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters are now 7 for 7 with a walk and a hit by pitch, so they have been on 9 times in 9 at-bats. Man, what a job by those guys. The top of the order has struggled. The top 3, they've been on base 2 times, but been picked off once. Chance to take their first lead in the game. They were down 1-0, tied at 1-1 in the second, then fell behind 4-1. Made it 4-2, then it was 5-2, then 5-5, then 8-5, now 8-8. Mustangs have never led in the game. Jake Alou, a chance here. Double play depth. He grounds one foul, wide of first base. He has struck out twice in the game. Blaine Fisher's had a heck of a hard time in this inning. He has been named an All-Star, and he has a 0.68 ERA this year. It will balloon up now. He had given up 1 earned run all year, 3 in this inning, in 1/3 of an inning. Time has been called by Alou. Excuse me. Both teams have 8 hits. Excuse me. Both teams have 8 runs. Both teams have 12 hits. No errors for the Mustangs. 1 for Sedalia. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Called strike outside corner. Excuse me. It was not 2-1. It was 0-1. The scoreboard has 2-1. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Jake Alou. Runners in the corners with 1 out. Boy, they need to get that run home from third, take the lead. There goes McDonald. They've got him picked off. And now double pumping is Day, and he will let the runner advance to second base. He double pumped, didn't want to throw it, and a good piece of base running by McDonald. He now gets them out of the double play with 1 out here in the 5th, and now a chance to add more. Boy, they had him picked off, and McDonald just kept running. And he double pumped at first and just couldn't make the play. Here's the 0-2 pitch, called strike 3, and Alou strikes out for the 3rd time of the game. Boy, with 2 strikes and a runner at third base with 1 out, you got to swing the bat. And now Rencio Fisher is going to go down and talk to Matt Johnson. Rencio's kind of had a rough night. He had a bloop single, but then was picked off in the first inning. Struck out in the second. Was out 1-3 and a comebacker, the pitcher in the 4th inning. Did get an RBI, though, on that ground out for his 3rd of the year. He batted with the bases loaded in the second and 2 outs and struck out. Now he's got runners at second and third and 2 outs. See if he can come through here. Sedalia scored all 3 of their runs in the top half of this inning with 2 outs. Now can the Mustangs come through? Curveball for a strike from Blaine Fisher. Rencio again 1 for 3 in the game, came in hitting .217. No homers, now 3 RBI. Here's the 0-1. It is high and away. Fastball that time missed. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. We are tied at 8 here in the 5th inning. The 1-1. Squaring the bunt is Rencio, and now they will try and throw him out, and the throw is low, and a great play by Jordan Day, now playing first base. He's able to pick that as it was down the line toward first base, got it right in front of Rencio Fisher, and tries to bunt for a base hit and get an RBI, but they throw him out. It's a 1-3 play by Blaine Fisher. That retires the side, but the Mustangs get 3 runs. On 3 hits, they leave 2. We're tied at 8 after 5 complete here at Phil Welch. We continue with Mustangs baseball right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Oh, I've been driving that old pickup across all these 50 states, and I sure ain't seen saving like those energy rebates.
KCP&L, not good at country songs, great at saving you money. We have 18 ways to save you a little or a lot. Find the one that's right for you at kcpl.com/save.
Save money and energy with KCP&L.com/save.
Hi, Amanda from Big Deals here. Did you know that 83% of every dollar spent locally stays right here in St. Joe? 83%! And shopping local is easier than ever with St. Joseph Big Deals. You save at least 20% on every purchase and sometimes even more. So what are you waiting for? Visit stjoebigdeals.com today. Shop local, buy local, and save with St. Joseph Big Deals.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
You're listening to St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball on ESPN 1550.
Here at Phil Welch Stadium on the 4th of July is St. Joe's collegiate summer baseball team is tied with Sedalia 8-8. Both teams have 8 runs. Both teams have 12 hits. The Mustangs have never led in the game. They will go to a new pitcher. It'll be Antoine Luster, who will make his first appearance since June the 17th. As here we are on July the 4th. But he has had some forearm issues, so to speak. He's had some tightness in the forearm, and he has not pitched since that Friday and didn't pitch much. He gave up a run as he faced one batter and walked that batter, and he came in a score. Obviously received a no decision in that game, but he's only made one start. That came against the Mustangs alumni. He went 5 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 unearned run. He struck out 5 and walked 3. So he has not faced, I don't want to say this to the alums if they're listening, I apologize, but he is going to face a legitimate team now for the first time. Here's Luster. His first pitch is flown in the air to right field. Down the line, on the run is Bacon, and he will make the catch in foul territory. That's off the bat of Dalton Horstmeyer, so he flies out to right field. And again, that was in foul territory. Good run by Bacon to go make the catch, and the first man retired here in inning number 6. St. Joseph has not led tonight, but they have come back to tie it 3 different times. We are tied at 8 here in the top of the 6th inning. So Antoine Luster getting his first chance against, again, an actual team since June the 17th. Not that the alumni aren't actual people, but they're not used to playing every day. 8-8 our score here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-ball count to Quade Smith, who was 2 for 2 so far in the game, now outside from Luster. Antoine Luster was a freshman this past year at Arkansas Pine Bluff. He is from Whitehall, Arkansas, went to Whitehall High School. They list him at 5'11", 198. Nobody on, 1 out. See if they can get a 1-2-3 inning. There's been 1 in the game, and that's it. Now a pitch outside and in danger of walking. Quade Smith. 8-8 our score here in the top of the 6th inning. This past year at Pine Bluff, 11 appearances, 1 start, no decisions, a 5.40 ERA for Antoine Luster. Here's his 3-0 pitch. That's right down the middle. So a called strike. Quade Smith 2 for 2 in the game. He singled and scored to lead off the 5th off the chest of Cassiola, off the glove of Cassiola at third base. Had a double down the left field line back in the 3rd. And there's a pitch hand away for a walk, so he is on base again. Smith also walked in the 1st inning. So he's been on base all 4 times he has come to the plate. That'll be the 7-hole hitter, Ryan Mantle. And Mantle making his debut, had an infield single his last time up. He's a freshman, just wrapped up his freshman year from Lynn, Missouri. Lynn High School at Missouri State. As the Bears struggled in conference play this year, they were 38-21 overall and ranked 16th at one point in time. But Mantle did play in 20 games, made 10 starts, but he was just 5 for 35, hit 143 for Missouri State this past year. It's a called strike on the first pitch that Mantle sees, the third baseman tonight for Sedalia. 1 for 3 in the game. Again, he had that infield single his last time up in the hole at short. Now Anderson goes out to talk to Antoine Luster. Mantle reaching a fielder's choice back in the third on the ground ball to short, and then lined out to a Lou at second base back in the first inning. Anderson talking with Luster. So again, Antoine, it's only 5 innings officially this summer. Resting that forearm, 1-0 with a 1.80 ERA. Making his third start, but only lasted one batter his last time out. Throw to first base, not in time. That game that he threw and had to come out after one batter was against Ozark here at home at Phil Welch on Friday, June the 17th. At first base is Smith. Has speed, but not a ton of steals. 5 out of 7 so far this year. Boy, he stutter stepped like he was going to go now. A ground ball down the third base line. It's going to be off of him, so it's a foul ball. It hit him first while he was in the batter's box, so that'll be a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes now. The count to Ryan Mantle, the third baseman from Missouri State. Sedalia and St. Joseph tied at 8 here in the top of the 6th inning. Mantle bats right-handed. He scored his last time up in that 3-run 5th inning. Though to first base is not in time. Both teams sent 8 men to the plate in the 5th inning. They both scored 3 runs. They both left 2 on base. They both had 3 hits in that inning. They both have 8 runs now, and they both have 12 hits right now. It's been a tight game back and forth today. Has led the entire way, but we have had 3 ties. A lot of scoring for these two teams that really pitch it well. 0-2, Luster checks first, brings it home. It is in the dirt, gets away, and Smith advances to second base. Anderson kept it in front of him, but it popped up really high in the air and allowed Smith to get down to second base on a wild pitch. So he gets to second base, and that'll be a wild pitch. Smith at second with 1 out and a chance to regain the lead for Sedalia. These two teams have scored in the last 7 half innings. We've only had 2 half innings where they have not scored in the 10 half innings we've had. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count from Luster. He looks back at second base. Popped him up, but it's going to drift out of play. Foul back behind home plate. So that'll be a foul ball. Getting a lot of smoke around the ballpark from all the fireworks going off around the area. There'll be a huge fireworks show after the game. Luster with his dreads back and forth. Here's the 1-2. Got him. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch that time, and he struck him out. That was a good battle between Mantle and Luster, but Luster finally got him with a strikeout. And now there's 2 outs with Smith at second base. They scored all 3 of their runs last inning with 2 outs, and now Matt Johnson will come out of the dugout, and he may go to a different pitcher. Luster, again, has had some forearm issues throughout the summer, hasn't thrown much. And they will go to a different right-hander as Luster came on, did a good job, gave up the walk, just got a strikeout, and they are going to go to the pen. So Matt Johnson goes to the pen with 2 outs and 1 on here in the top of the 6th inning. An 8-8 tie as we continue from Phil Welch Stadium. We'll come back in just a minute as we continue right here on the Mustangs Radio Network.
The redesigned Case IH Maxim Series tractors are now available at Durr Equipment in Savannah. These new tractors feature an improved cooling package and come equipped with fuel-efficient Tier 4 V-Final SCR-only technology. Other enhancements include a redesigned hood and roof, a longer wheelbase for improved turning radius, and 8 high-power LED lights. Optional continuously variable transmission technology is available on select models. For more information on Maxim Series tractors, visit Durr Equipment in Savannah.
J&B Outdoors knows there are 2 types of mornings. There are mornings that begin like this.
I really don't want to go to work this morning.
But every so often, you get one like this.
I can't wait to get out on the water. I'm going to catch that big one today.
J&B Outdoors at the corner of Pickett and Leonard Road in St. Joseph. Your official provider of hunting, fishing, firearms, and archery gear for those motivated mornings.
Refrigerators? Nope. Dog food? Flowers, seed, and mulch? Negatory. Potato chips and milk? Not even a chip in sight. At Brown Lumber, we sell real hardware supplies without all the fluff. If you need competitively priced power tools, lumber, and building supplies, now we have that. Just a simple, straightforward, locally owned hardware store for hardworking folks who simply want to get in, get their supplies, and get on with their day. Brown Lumber Company at 5th and Beatty. Lumber? We have that.
This is St. Joseph Mustangs baseball on ESPN 1550.
Inside Phil Welch Stadium as we continue with Mustangs baseball. The St. Joseph Mustangs taking on the Sedalia Bombers, and the new pitcher in the game is the newest Mustang, as they will bring in Jake Van Vactor. Van Vactor pitches at Park University, and Van Vactor, a guy that throws a knuckleball. And now they're going to make him, excuse me, it's not Van Vactor, I beg your pardon. That's what they announced over the loudspeaker, but I beg your pardon, it is not Van Vactor, it is Jonathan Lynch. So Jonathan Lynch will come in. Interesting, they go to a right-hander when they just got the strikeout from the right-hander on the mound, and Antoine Luster. But they're going to go with Lynch against Jordan Day, who was 0 for 2. Also has a sacrifice bunt. Flew out to center in the third inning. And he had a ground ball to the third baseman in the second. First pitch he throws is a ball to Jordan Day. Again, 0 for 2 in the game. Jonathan Lynch this year 0 4, everything out of the pen with a 6.10 earned run average. So again, kind of an interesting call. They go to Lynch, who has struggled of late, instead of Luster, who was throwing fairly well. 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at second base and 2 down. Mustang trying to get out of this inning unscathed. And there's a swing and a miss. Jordan Day. He's been struggling this summer, as he is hitting under 200 now, hitting under the Mendoza line. 0 for 2 in this game. Came in hitting 194. Again, they're all yelling Taco because he is the Taco Bell K-Man of the night. Fly ball center field. Richardson goes back, still on the run, turns, and he will make the catch above his head in deep center field to retire the Bombers, and we are tied at 8 after 5.5. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6. Again, the 8-8 tie between the Mustangs and the Sedalia Bombers right here on ESPN 1550, the Mustangs Radio Network.
As a Buchanan County Commissioner, Dan Hausman has worked with many great county employees. He's also helped hundreds of people in the county. He's led the way in helping reduce costs and has held the line on county taxes. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been saved through better purchasing and working smarter. Economic development has always been a top priority. He's helped create over 2,600 new jobs and brought in over $825 million in new investments in Buchanan County. Experience counts. Vote for Dan Hausman, Eastern District Commissioner.
I'm Dan Hausman. This message is paid for by the Citizens for Dan Hausman, Donnie Miller, Treasurer.
Hello, this is Lavelle Rucker. I encourage you to join me in voting for Gary Myers for Circuit Judge. Gary has 36 years of diverse legal experience and wrote the Call Before You Dig statute, which has saved countless lives. Gary has served as a leader with the American Red Cross, Family Guidance, Ag Expo, and United Way. Vote Gary Myers, Circuit Judge.
This commercial is paid for by the Committee to Elect Gary Myers Judge, Bertha Parker, Treasurer.
Hi, I'm Lisa Gibbons. I lost my mom to Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is a brutal reality for more than 5 million Americans. No one knows that better than their caregivers and families who suffer too. Research is needed to find treatments and cures faster. You can help fight Alzheimer's disease by visiting brainhealthregistry.org. Brain Health Registry collects vital research information online for free. So do your part. I'm doing mine. Help find Alzheimer's cures faster by visiting brainhealthregistry.org.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's so loving. She's so comforting. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Toast, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Mustangs Baseball on St. Joe Sports Authority, ESPN 1550.
Phil Welch Stadium, the St. Joseph Mustangs and the Sedalia Bombers doing battle for the 6th time this summer. The Mustangs are 3-2 against Sedalia. And again, 4 of the 5 previous meetings have gone extra innings. And St. Joseph is 3-1 in those games. Blaine Fisher out for his 2nd inning of work. And he struggled a little bit, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits his last time out on the mound, but and he will throw. Now to Jacob Richardson. He stays in to face the lefty Richardson, who was 1 for 3 with a triple. He tripled off the wall in right field his 2nd time up. That came back to lead off the 3rd inning. As you hear fireworks going on all around the ballpark. A called strike there from Fisher as he threw 27 pitches his last inning. Here's the 0-1, hit high in the air to right, not nearly as deep, and Day will come over and he will make the catch. They've shifted guys around. I think that's Cummins now who is playing in right field, as Day is playing first base. But nonetheless, it is a fly ball to right field, and he is out. Now Davey Cassiola will hit. Again, 3 for 3 last night in the 9-3 victory over the Van Johnson All-Stars. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out his last time. Despite the Mustangs sending 8 to the plate, he was a strikeout victim to lead off the inning. And then the next 5 batters reach base. Looks at a first pitch fastball high and away for ball 1. Cassiola struck out last inning. Was out 3 on a 6 back in the 3rd and was out 4-3 on a ground ball to the second baseman back in the 2nd inning. Called strike makes it a 1-1 strike count here in the make it the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-8 tie. There's a fastball that just misses outside. Blaine Fisher thought he had a strike call. The umpire behind the plate didn't think so. Again, the umps all decked out in stars and stripes uniforms tonight as well. There's a good curveball. Did not have command of that pitch last half inning, but has a little better command, it looks like, early, as that was called a strike to make it a 2-2 strike count. And a ground ball left side of the infield. Charging is Devin Morrill. He makes the play around his waist. He'll throw over to first base in time, and Cassiola is now 0 for 4 in the game. So he's out 6-3 on the ground ball to Morrill, and there are 2 outs for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now Kyle Urick will come to the plate. He is 2 for 3 so far in the game. He struck out in the 2nd. Singled up the middle his last 2 times. He scored in the 5th. He got caught stealing in the 3rd. So 2 for 3 with a run scored so far is Kyle Urick. And he's one of the hottest Mustangs so far. Urick leads the team with 4 home runs. He leads the team with 26 RBI. He was named an All-Star earlier tonight. Pops one down the left field line. Horstmeyer now having some trouble with it, and he will drop the ball, and I don't think he ever actually caught the ball. He didn't have a chance to catch it, and it lands in left field. It's going to be a base hit for Urick. It should not have been, as they were all converging, and they just let the ball drop in left field down the left field line. So the Mustangs get a 2-out base hit. That'll be a hit because no one actually touched the ball. But that's a gift for the Mustangs, and let's see if they can take advantage of it. So it'll be a double down the line in left that Horstmeyer couldn't handle. So 2-out double for Urick, who is now 3 for 4 in the game, the 13th hit tonight for St. Joseph. That'll bring in Connor Bacon, who doubled to left center field his last time up. Bacon bats left-handed. Urick at second base. The go-ahead run here in the 6th inning. The Mustangs have never led in this game. Curveball, ground ball towards second base. Ramon charges. He'll grab it, throw to first base, and that will retire the Mustangs. They could not do anything with that 2-out double as they strand 1 runner, and we are through 6 complete innings. It's an 8-8 tie between Sedalia and St. Joseph as we continue with Mustangs baseball here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Pride in your lawn. That's why you spend those extra hours making it look lush and pristine. You want to spend that time on your lawn, not on cleaning your mower. What if there was an easy button to clean and change your blades? Metzger Sales and Service now offers the new Raptor Flip-Up Mowers by Hustler with quick flip-up technology, effortless cleaning, automated deck height adjustment, and less storage space in a push of a button. Come check out the Raptor family today at Metzger Sales and Service in Graham. They will try to beat any deal on comparable equipment. Online at Metzger.com.
ESPN Radio.
bringing you directly to the biggest events in sports.
Center field, well hit, Hunter back, out of here!
From opening day of baseball,
Throw to the plate, safe at the plate!
right through the World Series.
For the third time in 5 seasons, the San Francisco Giants are the champions of the baseball world.
Whether it's LeBron, Chris Paul, or Kevin Durant, when the NBA tips off, ESPN Radio is right there when a champion is crowned.
The Golden State Warriors, the 2015 NBA champions.
And when the magic of bowl season arrives, ESPN Radio is your home for the new college football playoff.
The college football playoff first national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
The biggest events in sports can be found right here on ESPN Radio.
You're listening to the St. Joseph Mustangs on ESPN 1550.
We continue from Phil Welch Stadium. I am Dave Riggerts. A pleasure to have you along for St. Joseph Mustangs baseball. The St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team locked in a good one right now. We are in the top of the 7th inning. It's an 8-8 tie. And I believe Jonathan Lynch still out there as the pitcher for the Mustangs. Used 4 pitches to get out of the inning, the last half inning. His first pitch is low and inside to Devin Morrill. They'll go 9-1-2 here in the 7th inning. First pitch ball from Lynch to Morrill. And then it hits him on the helmet as Morrill now has been hit this season 12 times. He hangs in there. He ducked his head, but Jonathan Lynch has had some issues this year. He's 0-4 out of the pen with a 6.10 ERA. This is his 10th appearance. He's had control issues. That's the 3rd batter he's hit. He has 7 strikeouts and 5 walks this year. So now it's back to the top of the order. So leadoff man on base, it's Devin Morrill. Morrill is 6 for 8 on stolen base attempts this year. Scoring the bunt is Robert Cummins, and he will pull it back. Alex B is on deck. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Cummins. He's 1 for 3 at a big RBI, 2 RBI single with 2 outs in the 5th inning. There's a bunt down the first base line, going to get into foul territory, and Lewis Mealy will grab it to make it a strike. So a foul ball makes it a 1 ball and 1 strike count to Robert Cummins. I mentioned Cummins. He's been named an All-Star this year. He is from Corona, California. He hit .394 with 7 homers and 41 RBI this past year at Midland University in Fremont, Nebraska. A .294 average. The 2 RBIs he just had in the 5th are his 7th and 8th of the season. Lynch throws to first base. Morrill is back in time. I mentioned Morrill, 6 steals and 8 attempts. 1 ball, 1 strike the count, 8-8 tie in the top of the 7th inning. Another throw to first base is not in time. Cummins 1 for 3. B is on deck. He's been on base all 4 times. He was named an All-Star earlier today as well. Lots of fireworks going on around the ballpark, and calling time at home plate was Robert Cummins. You wonder if maybe got distracted for a minute and decided to call time. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a bunt down the first base line. Mealy grabs it. He underhands to first base. Covering is Alou from second, and that will be a 3-4 sacrifice bunt. Good job by Cummins. That's his 2nd sacrifice bunt in the game. So that moves the runner into scoring position. So Morrill now at second base. That'll bring up Alex B. And again, Mustangs, I think, are going to go to the pen. Matt Johnson comes out of the dugout, and he will make another pitching change. So this will be the 4th pitcher in the game for the Mustangs. We'll let you know who it is when we return. 8-8 our score here in the top of the 7th inning. St. Joseph and Sedalia tied with 1 out and 1 on for Sedalia here in the top of the 7th on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Business ain't at the top of the list. You're gonna have to get with this. We talking SEO. Eagle Web Services. That's right, SEO. All you businesses out there, Gotta listen up right here. Allow me to introduce a man who speaks the truth when it comes to me and you and how we use the internet. His name's Jess, he's the best. He's on a quest to take your web presence to the top of the list. We talking Google in this. Oh, how about Facebook in it? No, he's not gonna quit till you got all them clicks, till you rolling in hits. We talking J-E-S-S. Boom!
Jess, getting all up in your business. Eagle Web Services. Jess, with Eagle Web Services. You know you want this.
SEO, Google Ads, Facebook, websites, whatever. Jess can do it all. Contact Jess at eaglewebservices.com.
As legendary Baltimore Orioles manager Earl Weaver once said, the key to winning baseball is pitching, fundamentals, and 3-run home runs. At Rockridge Steel, the key to winning is quality products, quick delivery, and exceptional customer service. Rockridge Steel offers steel from 1 inch to 1 truckload to contractors, farmers, and city folk too for home improvements. So when you need steel, see a winner. That's Dan Riley at Rockridge Steel in Elwood, Kansas. Rockridge Steel. Rock solid steel at rock bottom prices. Proud sponsor of the St. Joe Mustangs.
You're listening to St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball on ESPN 1550.
You from Phil Welch Stadium. Thanks for joining me for Mustangs baseball tonight. As St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team locked in a good one, 8-8 our score. And the Mustangs will bring in a new pitcher as they go to the bullpen once again. And the new pitcher for the Mustangs will be Drew Ferguson. Ferguson has made just 4 other appearances, and he has struggled. In 2 2/3 innings, he has a 16.88 earned run average. So he has not been great this summer so far. He's allowed 7 hits in 2 2/3, 5 runs all earned. He's struck out 3, and part of the reason that he's struggled, he's given up 5 walks as well in those innings that I talked about. So he has struggled this year. We'll see if they can benefit from the lefty-lefty matchup. Ferguson's first pitch is low and away for ball number 1. Ferguson played for the Mustangs back in 2014 and made just 1 appearance. He got 1 out, gave up 2 hits and a strikeout. Didn't give up a run. Lefty-lefty matchup, overthrows this one. It's low. 2 balls and no strikes to B, so they go with a left-hander to try and get B. They do have Ryan Phillips staying in the game as the DH. There goes a runner. Throw down at third base. It is not in time. He slides in safely. So Devin Morrill swipes third base. Boy, that was a little bit risky with a left-hand batter with the plate and a wide open throw for Brady Anderson. He had a good throw, but a great jump by Morrill. Now the infield is going to play in. It was a called strike. Now it's a 2-1 count. Ground ball to Alou. He dives, makes the stop, and he tries to throw home and lost the ball. A run will score as he had to dive to his left to make a great stop, but as he tried to throw it, he lost the baseball, and the St. Joseph Mustangs now trail by 1, 9-8 Sedalia. Because of the stolen base, they get the run. So Jake Alou made a good stop, but as he tried to throw it, that will be an error on Jake Alou. So a run scores, and B is at first base. He's been on base all 5 times now. Ferguson stays in the game. One ball, no strikes the count. Sedalia has not trailed in the game. They've led 4 different times. Go to first base. Oh, they nearly got him. Good move by Ferguson, the left-hander, and B almost got caught sleeping that time. 9-8 here in the top of the 7th inning. Sedalia has regained the lead. The leadoff hit by pitch came back to hurt the Mustangs. Leadoff walks, leadoff hit batters, leadoff free passes normally do you in. Here's the 1-0. It is inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes to count. And it's foul off the right side. Yeah, this is Ryan Phillips. So far, he is 2 for 3 in the game. Had an RBI single his last time up to make it an 8-5 game at the time. He stayed in as the DH now. Ground ball, going to be back behind the mound. High chopper, has to spin. Ferguson does and throws to first base. Wasn't able to get the runner at second base, so B advances 90 feet, but they get the second out in the inning. So he is retired, 1-3 for out number 2. B is hit second base now for Jonathan Ramon, who had a base hit back in the 4th inning to score a run. He walked in the 1st. He struck out looking in the 3rd and was out 5-3 on a ground ball to Cassiola at third base to end the 5th when they scored 3 runs. They stay with Ferguson, the left-hander. Trying to get the final out here in the 7th inning to try and just keep it a 1-run deficit. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Ramon named an All-Star for the 2nd consecutive season. He'll represent Sedalia in the Home Run Derby just like a year ago on Thursday during the Bank League All-Star game. 9-8 Sedalia. Bombers trying to even up the season series at 3 apiece. Ground ball left side of the infield. Charging is McDonald, backhands it. Long throw is in time to retire Jonathan Ramon, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the 7th. Sedalia, though, scores 1 run on no hits. There was a hit batter and an error to score the run, along with a stolen base, and the Mustangs now down 9-8. We go to the bottom of the 7th, right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
It's time for the 7th inning
Series tractors are now available at Durr Equipment in Savannah. These new tractors feature an improved cooling package and come equipped with fuel-efficient Tier 4 V-Final SCR-only technology. Other enhancements include a redesigned hood and roof, a longer wheelbase for improved turning radius, and 8 high-power LED lights. Optional continuously variable transmission technology is available on select models. For more information on Maxim Series tractors, visit Durr Equipment in Savannah.
J&B Outdoors knows that you have many options when it comes to purchasing firearms, archery, hunting, fishing, and trapping gear. They also know that many of those options don't provide the local expertise, friendly customer service, and one-on-one hands-on experience that will make your time in the outdoors more successful. From live bait and fishing tackle to archery, firearms, hunting, and trapping gear, J&B Outdoors at the corner of Pickett and Leonard Road in St. Joseph has you covered.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
You're listening to St. Joe's Summer College Baseball Team on ESPN 1550.
From Phil Welch Stadium, I am Dave Riggert. A pleasure to have you along for Mustangs baseball tonight. St. Joseph trailing by a score of 9-8 now, so we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Lewis Mealy will hit now for St. Joseph. 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for Sedalia. 8 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Mustangs. And now Mealy, a chopper toward third, going to hop off the shoulder of the third baseman Mantle, and now Mealy going to try and get down to second base, and he will. Boy, it hopped up, took a big high hop on Mantle at third base, and it hopped off of his shoulder, ricocheted to the fence that lines the field here at Phil Welch, and boy, no chance. That'll be an infield single and a hard hit chopper toward third, and it ends up being a double off the shoulder of Mantle. Now the tying run is in scoring position. Boy, the 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters, as that's what we have to lead off the 7th for the Mustangs, as Blaine Fisher's out for his 3rd inning of work. They are now a perfect 10 for 10 getting on base. 8 for 8 with a hit batter and a walk. It's been unbelievable what these guys have done. And they have scored 4 of the 8 runs. Now Anderson squares to bunt to try and get him over, and he pulls it back high for ball number 1. So Blaine Fisher out for his 3rd inning of work. He's settled down. He's thrown a lot better. Infield, in at the corners, obviously expecting a sacrifice. Anderson now going to swing away. Big whack at that one, and he missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Brady Anderson. He is 2 for 2 in the game. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded his last time up. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI and a single. Excuse me, an RBI and a run scored. He has 2 singles in the game. Here's the 1-1. Spinning back towards second is Blaine Fisher. Evan McDonald is on deck. Here's the 1-1. Another swing and a miss. So now he's down to the count 1-2. It's been all off-speed stuff to Anderson, lefty-lefty matchup. He was hit by that off-speed pitch with the bases loaded back in the 5th inning against Fisher. Here's the 1-2, and he swings and misses again. 3 consecutive swings and misses and a huge out for Blaine Fisher. That's the first time they have retired one of the 6, 7, or 8 hole hitters for the Mustangs. Now Evan McDonald will dig in, and he is having a monster night again. He was 4 for 6 with 4 RBI on Friday. In this baseball game, Evan is now 3 for 3 with 5 runs batted in. He swings here and fouls it away. 9-8. St. Joseph Mustangs down by 1. They've battled back. They've played uphill the entire game. Mealy's 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Anderson now 2 for 3 with a run scored and RBI. McDonald 3 for 3 with a run scored and 5 RBI. Evan down 0-1. Now he calls time as Fisher was taking a lot of time, looking back at second base, looking home, and Lewis Mealy kind of baiting him into taking his time. 14 Mustangs hits, but they're down 1 right now. Sedalia has 12 of their own. Both teams have scored 3 in 2 different innings. Now McDonald swings and misses. Boy, Fisher's really calmed down, settled down, and done a nice job after struggling with his command early. Giving up those 3 runs back in the 5th, he's stayed in the game, and he's through 2 1/3. Evan McDonald now down 0-2. Trying to extend his perfect night. Outside, fastball was high and outside. Jake Alou is on deck. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Last one was looking back in the 5th inning. Runner at second base, leadoff double by Lewis Mealy. Here's the 1-2 to McDonald. He swings and lifts one to right center field. Cummins on the run will make the catch. Now Mealy's got to go back. And will he get there in time? He will. What a catch by Cummins in right. Thought that thing was going to get down. It was slicing toward him, so that helped. But I thought that was going to be another RBI base hit for Evan McDonald. He hit it well, but line drive out to right. Now it's up to Jake Alou, lefty-lefty matchup. Thought they might pinch hit Brett Maher here and go with a right-hander against lefty Fisher. They're going to keep Alou in the game as he is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Again, all these fireworks going on around the ballpark tonight have got to be a little bit annoying to the players. Trying to deal with it. And now a curveball didn't curve much and almost hit him in the head. 1 ball, no strikes to count with 2 outs. The St. Joseph Mustangs down 1, tying run in scoring position. Fisher brings it home. Alou swings and misses. He doesn't look very good at the plate tonight. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Mustangs have struck out 8 times tonight, but they've also walked 8 times. Sedalia batters have only struck out 3 times, but they've walked 8. 1-1 count to Alou. Curveball stays high. Fisher now at 48 pitches through 2 2/3 innings, trying to get through his 3rd complete inning. Again, he'll pitch in the Mink League All-Star game on Thursday. 9-8 Sedalia here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Fastball's outside now, 3-1. Laurencio Fisher is on deck. He's had a couple of chances so far. O has with runners in scoring position and 2 outs and has come up empty. I'm sure he'd like one more opportunity. Lou bats left-handed and swings and misses at the curveball. He looks like he lacks some confidence right now. Mealy off of second base, another curveball got him. He swings and misses, and Lou not happy. He is 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts now, and the Mustangs leave a runner at second base after the leadoff double. We go to the 8th inning. It's a 9-8 lead for Sedalia as we continue with Mustangs baseball right here on ESPN 1550, the Mustangs radio network.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over. Until one day, I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Matt always knew he wanted to be a doctor. That's why he makes the most of every day. To study before breakfast, to work hard, to do whatever was necessary to achieve his goal. He found an answer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
You're listening to St. Joseph Mustangs baseball on ESPN 1550.
We continue from Phil Welch Stadium. I am Dave Riggerts as the St. Joseph Mustangs right now trail the Sedalia Bombers by a score of 9-8. Drew Ferguson's going to try and keep it that way as the Bombers hit here in the top half of the 8th inning. The St. Joseph Mustangs have never led in this game. They've battled back 3 different times to tie the game. And now they're trying one last time to at least do that. They still have 2 more at-bats left as we are in the top of the 8th inning. It will be for Sedalia 5, 6, and 7. As Dalton Horstmeyer will lead things off. Horstmeyer followed by Smith and Mantle. And Sedalia has 9 runs on 12 hits. There's been 1 error so far in the game for the Bombers. Mustangs have 8 runs on 14 hits. And they've got 1 error as well. Multi-hit game tonight for McDonald, for Anderson, for Mealy, and for Urich. And Urich, Mealy, and McDonald each have 3 hits apiece. There's a big swing and a miss by Horstmeyer. He missed. He's 1 for 4 in the game as Drew Ferguson got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning, and he is back out there. So Ferguson now ahead 0-2. There's a called strike to Dalton Horstmeyer. Horstmeyer's flown out to Connor Bacon and right twice in the 6th and the 4th innings. He doubled down the third baseline in the 3rd and scored a run, then lined out to the shortstop in shallow center field, Evan McDonald. 0-2 pitch. He slices this one foul off to the right side. Not sure how he got a piece of that thing as it was well inside and low, but he shot it foul off to the right. Stays 0-2. Horstmeyer, the left fielder for the Sedalia Bombers. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Ferguson way ahead in the count, shakes off the sign of Brady Anderson. Here's the pitch, off speed, just missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with nobody out. Leadoff man here in the top of the 8th inning. Sedalia leading 9-8. And these 2 teams have played 5 games and 4 have gone extra innings. Again, we've got a 1-run game here in the 8th. Curveball just missed high. So Horstmeyer's worked the count even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes after getting behind 0-2 and fouling an 0-2 pitch off. Horstmeyer 1 for 4, run scored, 1 RBI. And he hits one to third base. Cassiola gobbles it up. Makes a long throw from third, and he retires the first batter here in the 8th inning. So there's an out at first base. Goes 5-4 for 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Now Quade Smith will bat. Again, lots of fireworks going on all around the ballpark. Quade Smith so far 2 for 2 with 2 walks, 2 RBI, and a run scored. He's had a good night. He's been on base all 4 times. He doubled in the 3rd inning to left center field and singled in the 5th and scored a run. There's a shot down the third base line that's going to be a fair ball. Fisher will grab it, throw to second base. There's a great throw, and he guns out Quade Smith. Aurencio Fisher on the money. Guns down Smith as O shows off his cannon in left field. And the single turns into an out as he tried to stretch it to a double. Quade Smith runs well, but he was a dead duck at second base. Aurencio right on the bag with the throw. Alou applied the tag, and he actually had to run towards Smith, who was running towards second base. A great, great play by Aurencio Fisher. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. As Aurencio throws him out, first pitch is a ball to Ryan Mantle. He is 1 for 4 so far in the game. Here's the pitch. It is high for ball number 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Mantle 1 for 4. Struck out his last time up. Infield single at the hole at short. Back in the 5th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Mantle. There's a called strike. The run last inning was not charged to Ferguson. He came on a relief. Now a foul ball back to the screen, making a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The run was charged to Jonathan Lynch. So again, he's been tough luck. If the Mustangs can't come back, he would fall to 0-5 this year. The Mustangs only have 9 losses. There's a pitch outside. And he's thrown fairly well this year, but he's had some tough luck. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count, with 2 down, nobody on base for Sedalia here in the top of the 8th inning. Time has been called by Ryan Mantle making his debut. Two outs, nobody on base. Some large fireworks beyond right field. There's just a haze over the field now, right now, of smoke from all the fireworks. Here's the 3-2, and almost hit it. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk from Drew Ferguson. And that'll bring up Jordan Day, who was 0 for 3 in the game with a sacrifice bunt as well. And they'll have a pinch runner, it looks like. It'll be John Privatura who will pinch run. So Privatura will pinch run. He is at first base right now. Trying to keep this just a 1-run deficit. Privatura runs at first base. On the season, 6 steals in 9 attempts. At the plate, Jordan Day, 0 for 3 in the game, hitting just .194. Drew Ferguson trying to get out of the inning with just the 1 run allowed last inning to keep it a 1-run deficit. Throw to first base is not in time. Day again, the Sedalia native. He was a Mink League All-Star last year, ended up hitting .299 for the season, 4 homers and 25 RBI, but won't make the trip to St. Joseph on Thursday this season. 9-8 Bombers, trying to even up the season series. Ground ball back up the middle. Alou, great job to slide and make the stop behind second base. He'll step on second at the force out. as he read that off the bat tremendously well, made a sliding stop and the force out, and the Mustangs will bat now as we go to the bottom of the 8th, down 1, 9-8 Sedalia. So we continue right here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network. Let's just keep it right here as we continue from Phil Wells Stadium. The St. Joseph Mustangs trailing 9-8. The St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team. Now let's take a quick break now as we've got our computer back. Again, our score 9-8 Sedalia as we continue from Phil Welch.
The same code being used to protect the finish on that airplane can also be used on your car, truck, RV, and even motorcycle. Aviation Frog Polish, trademarked by Metzger Sales and Service Incorporated. It's a microscopic, invisible protective coating that repels dirt and water, reduces friction, and actually improves gas mileage. Use it on almost any surface: vinyl, plastic, fiberglass, rubber, polished metals. Frog Polish is easy to use. Just mist on, wipe, and then wipe again in a few minutes. So get up at Metzger Sales and Service in Graham or at Metzger.com.
There's 4 things you love: your family, your home, the Mustangs, and your car. Eastridge Car Washes can't help with the first 3. But boy, can they help with your car. Eastridge Car Washes are St. Joe's premier drive-through washes, offering wash options to fit any budget. Free vacs, hand dry, and the only washes in town to completely remove icky summer bugs. Show your car some love. Come to Eastridge Car Wash behind Firestone on Village Drive, next to the Highway Patrol on the North Belt. Proud to sponsor your St. Joe Mustangs.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
This is St. Joseph Mustangs Baseball on ESPN 1550.
We continue from Phil Welch Stadium. I am Dave Riggert. A new pitcher now for the Sedalia Bombers. It's Lewis Niemerg, who has played a lot of third base when the Mustangs have played the Bombers, and he will pitch now for the first time against St. Joseph. On the season, Niemerg, who just wrapped up his freshman year at Maryville University in St. Louis, is 1-1. He makes his second relief appearance. He's made 3 starts. Overall, 1-1 with a 4.38 earned run average. He has thrown in 12 1/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, gave up 6 runs, all earned. He has struck out 9 and walked 5. Top of the order for St. Joseph, Orencio Fisher, 1 for 4 in the game, hitting .217 this year with no homers and 2 RBI. But Orencio will lead things off as he bats right-handed against the righty Niemerg. First pitch is in there for strike number 1. St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team trying to rally once again. They have not led in the game. Now a swing and a miss by Orencio Fisher. He's down 0-2. Has not swung the bat well tonight. He had a bloop single that got down for a base hit in the first, but then he struck out in the second with the bases loaded, and then he was out 1-3 on ground balls in the 4th and 5th innings. The 5th came with base loaded again. Ground ball toward third. Mantle has it. He throws it across the diamond and just got Orencio. Again, he runs well, but able to get him. Excuse me, that's Ramon. They've now switched Ramon to third, Privatura to second. But a good play by Jonathan Ramon on the ground out to third base. Jacob Richardson will bat. So far, Richie in the game is 1 for 4 with a triple as he hit one off the wall in right field. He tripled and scored. That came all the way back in inning number 3. That made it a 4-2 game at the time. Curveball in there from Niemerg for strike number 1. Richie flew out to right his last time up. Flew out to center in the 4th. Tripled off the wall in the 3rd and struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball right side of the infield. Going to sneak through for a base hit. That'll be a base hit for Jacob Richardson as he has a single. And now a runner on base.
Now batting third baseman, Davey Cassiola.
Davey Cassiola hits now. Cassiola bats left-handed, switch hitting third baseman for the Mustangs. Richardson at first base, a threat to run. Good stop by Alex B behind the plate. Pitch was in the dirt from Niemerg. Cassiola 0 for 4, he's due after going 3 for 3 last night. Richardson 8 for 13 on stolen bases last year for the Mustangs. Richie was 18 for 23. And now Coach Johnson going to come down and talk to the home plate umpire. And now the two umpires going to go talk behind the pitcher's mound. It's a 9-8 game today with the lead. Mustangs have the tying run on base. A one-out single from Jacob Richardson. So Richardson is at first base with one out. Here's the 1-0. It is low, 2 balls and no strikes. So Lewis Niemerg, I mentioned Niemerg's numbers, and again, he has walked 5 batters in 12 2/3 innings with 9 Ks. One out here in the 8th inning. Mustangs down 1. Richardson at first base. Pretty good lead. Cassiola batting left-handed. Stepping off the rubber, not throwing, was Niemerg. Cassiola was out 6-3 and a ground ball to the shortstop in the 6th, struck out in the 5th. Ground ball to the first baseman in the 3rd, and a ground ball to the second baseman in the 2nd. So everything's been on the ground for Cassiola. 2-0. Ground ball towards second. Privatura. Well, now he was going to go to second. He decided not to, so that does get the runner into scoring position. Probably a good decision. Richardson runs well. Would have been a very close play. Made sure he got the out for the second out in the inning. And now Kyle Urich, who has 3 hits in the game, will dig in with a chance to tie it here in the 8th inning. So it was a productive out for Cassiola, despite being 0 for 5 now in the game. Urich is one of 3 Mustangs with 3 hits tonight. They have 15 in all, but down 9-8 here in the 8th inning. Urich had a double his last time up. Singled and scored in the 5th. He had a double down the left field line that it looked like Horsemeyer was going to catch. Then he kind of lost it in the lights, I think, or in the smoke. With all the fireworks around here. He singled up the middle back in the 3rd inning and then struck out in the 2nd. That's the one time he's been retired. He has been red hot. He leads the Mustangs with 26 hits on the year. Or excuse me, 26 RBI on the year. There's 27 hits now on the season. 304 average, 4 homers, 26 RBI. Can he get 27 to tie the game up here in the 8th? Fastball. Ooh, Urich bent over backwards. He did not like the call, and the way this game has been called, I would probably tend to agree with Kyle Urich. Did not like that call at all. 2 outs, tying run, and scoring position at second base. 9-8 Sedalia here in the 8th inning. The 0-1 outside. Fastball from Lewis Niemerg. Bacon is on deck. They hope that he hits. Means either 2 on with 2 out, or Urich gets a base hit. Curveball hit high and deep to left field. Going back is Horsemeyer to the wall. It is gone! A home run by Kyle Urich to give the Mustangs a 10-9 lead here in the 8th inning on a hanging curveball. The 5th homer of the year for Kyle Urich has given the Mustangs their first lead of the night, and now they are 3 outs away from a 4th of July victory celebration. Wow, Kyle Urick has been red hot, and he has given the Mustangs a lead. A 2-out, 2-run home run. Now Bacon swings and fouls one back. All 5 homers have come within a 2-week period as well. Here's the 0-1. Swung on a missed. Urick has 28 homers the last 2 years in school ball at Webster University. Here's the 0-2. Swung on a missed. Struck him out. But it's a 2-out, 2-run home run for Kyle Urick, and the Mustangs now 3 outs away from a victory as we go to the 9th. 10-9 St. Joseph as we continue with Mustangs baseball here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich, no. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Tim Daly. We all need to be more aware of our health over 50. Take pneumococcal pneumonia. Some adults think they're too active or healthy to get sick, but as we age, our immune system naturally weakens, increasing our risk. My mom had pneumococcal pneumonia, and it was serious. She was weak, had difficulty breathing, and a terrible cough. If you're over 50, talk to your doctor about your risk and see if you're up to date on your vaccinations. Learn more at www.whoknew.com.
That's WHOPNEU.com. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and Pfizer.
In many parts of the world, childbirth is a great health risk. One woman dies every 90 seconds from complications of pregnancy and childbirth, and the risk hardly ends there. Nearly 17,000 children under the age of 5 will die today from largely preventable causes. That's over 700 children every hour. More than 11 children every minute of every day are dying. Project Hope is working to change all that, teaching expectant mothers proper prenatal care and making sure that they know how to keep their babies and young children healthy after they're born. From good nutrition to immunization against life-threatening illness, Project Hope is bringing hope to those who need it today and delivering hope for the future. You can make hope happen for vulnerable women and children suffering around the world. To volunteer or learn more about all the great work that Project Hope is doing, visit projecthope.org/makehopehappen.
You're listening to Mustangs Baseball on St. Joe Sports Authority, ESPN 1550.
Mustangs and State Bombers have played some fantastic games this year, close games. 4 of their 5 have gone extra innings. The St. Joseph Mustangs hope that this one does not, because they have their first lead in the game on a home run by Kyle Urick, his 5th of the year. As St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team has given this big crowd something to cheer about. They've had to play from behind the entire game, but now they have a lead, and Steve D'Amico will come on to try and save it. D'Amico has 2 saves this year, but he's also blown 2 saves. He's been a little shaky of late. Overall, 2-1 with a 2.87 ERA. Last year, he throws a pitch high and in to Devin Morrow, who got hit his last time up, and again, never does flinch on anything inside. D'Amico last year for the Mustangs saved 5 games. He had 1 blown save, 5 and 6 chances. There's a called strike. Be 9-1-2 for Sedalia as they are down 1 here in the 9th inning. D'Amico last year was 1-1 with a 3.45 ERA. He kind of fell apart late in the year, and there's a foul back to the screen to make it a 1-2 count. But D'Amico getting 2-1, a 2.87 ERA. He's made 9 appearances. He's given up just 11 hits in 15 2/3 innings. He has struck out 19, so he has very good stuff, but has walked 9. Here's the 1-2. Almost chased the breaking pitch. It's outside for ball number 2. D'Amico got a win against Sedalia, where he went 5 innings of relief on the road in Sedalia earlier this season. Here's the 2-2. Again, tried to chase it, and they're going to say he went around. Boy, he should have appealed to the umpire at first base. That's what he's there for. I'm not a huge fan of when a home plate umpire says a batter went around. Wow, I'm not sure he did. I think he might have checked it. But they're going to say he swung and missed. The Mustangs will take it. So the St. Joseph Mustangs. And now there's an argument going on between the home plate umpire and Craig McAndrews, the manager of the Bombers. I'm not sure he went around. And again, I don't know why the guy's at first base. That's what he's there for. And now getting hit is Robert Cummins. So he gets the gift strikeout. And now Cummins gets hit with a fastball inside. So the tying run is on base for the Bombers here in the 9th inning. And Alex B comes to the plate, and he has been on base all 5 plate appearances. 1 was an error, 2 have been walks, 2 have been singles. And now Matt Johnson to come out to the mound to talk to Steve D'Amico. So a big strikeout of Morrill. But let's see what happens here. There's Matt Johnson going out to talk to Steve D'Amico. Trying to see through all the smoke. There's no one warming in the pen. So he is it right now, trying to save it, get his 3rd save of the season. Alex B is on deck, and then Ryan Phillips, who's now the DH. He was the starting pitcher in the game. Runner at first base. They'd love a ground ball here. Try and turn 2. Fastball just misses outside. B 2 for 3 in the game. And he's reached base all 5 times, because 1 was via an error and then 2 walks. B came into the game hitting .263. And now he swings through a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was named an All-Star. He and Brady Anderson, the 2 catchers in this game, are going to be the All-Star catchers for the Mink League North. D'Amico trying to save it as the Mustangs trying to come from behind and get a victory against Sedalia. Fastball fouled off to the left side. D'Amico ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. And Phillips on deck. You'd love to not have to face Jonathan Ramon. Ramon, the Mink League leader last year in home runs. He's back in the Derby this year. Very dangerous hitter. He is due up 5th in the inning. He wouldn't have to bat if he gets the next 2 batters. 1-2. Called strike 3. Curveball got him looking inside. B knew it too. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. 1 out away from a victory. As the St. Joseph Mustangs to be a big win. They'd move up 2 games on Sedalia in the Mink League North. But they'd have the tiebreaker if it would come down to that at the end of the year, having won 4 of the 6 if they can win this game. D'Amico's first pitch nearly hit Phillips. He's the DH in the game now. He's 3 for 5 tonight. He's had a great game. He has 3 singles. And there's a called strike to make it 1-1. He had a ground out to the pitcher back in the 7th inning. And then a fly ball in the infield with the first baseman, Mealy. 1 ball, 1 strike the count, 2 outs. Tying run is at first base. It is Cummins who is our leadoff man. He has just 2 steals and 2 attempts. So not a huge threat to steal. Here's the 1-1 from D'Amico, and it's a broken bat to first base. Mealy grabs it, steps in the bag, and the St. Joseph Mustangs rally for a 10-9 victory over the Sedalia Bombers as they win the season series 4 games to 2. They never did lead until there were 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning when Kyle Urich went yard, and the Mustangs get the save from Steve D'Amico as St. Joseph rallies for the victory. 10-9 our final score. Quick post game when we return here on ESPN 1550 and the Mustangs Radio Network. Yeah, we'll go out. Let me finish real quick here, okay? Stay around here. Hey, just stay right out here and then I'll be out. Okay?
Player of the game, Kyle Urich, with that big 2-run home run at the bottom of the 8th. Now, all the smoke around, what effect did it have on your attack? Not much. Just trying to get more kids. Here comes the game.
Phil Welch one last time as Kyle Urich hit a 2-out, 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the St. Joseph Mustangs pick up a 10-9 come-from-behind win tonight. What a win tonight for St. Joe's Collegiate Summer Baseball team, as they are now 24-8 this year. They are 17-8 in the Mink League, and St. Joseph has now won a season-high 6 consecutive games, as they again are now 24-8 on the season. Let's look at the box score real quick as St. Joseph put on a hitting display tonight. 3 hits apiece for Evan McDonald and Lewis Mealy. McDonald drove in 5, but Kyle Urich went 4 for 5 in the game. Had 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, and they both came on the home run. Jacob Richardson had 2 hits, scored 2 runs in the game. Brady Anderson had 2 hits, and he had an RBI and a run scored. Mustangs had 16 hits in this game tonight. 10 runs, 16 hits, 1 error. Sedalia, 9 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error in the game. The winning pitcher is Drew Ferguson, went inning and 2/3 with 1 hit, no runs allowed, and then the save went to Steve D'Amico as he had a couple of strikeouts in that final inning and retired the side with giving up just the 1 batter on the hit by pitch. Mustangs win at 10-9. Thanks for listening. We'll be back with the Mink League All-Star Game on Thursday and broadcast that right here on ESPN 1550. Thanks for listening. So long, everybody, from Phil Welch Stadium. Happy 4th of July as the Mustangs beat Sedalia 10-9. So long, everybody.